Legends never die. When the world is calling you, can you hear them screaming out your name? Legends never die. They become a part of you. Every time you bleed for reaching greatness, relentless, you survive. They never lose hope when everything's cold and the fighting's near. It's deep in their bones, they'll ride into smoke when the fire is fierce. Oh, pick yourself up, 'cause legends never die. When the world is calling you, can you hear them screaming out your name? Legends never die. They become a part of you. Every time you bleed for reaching greatness, legends never die. They're written down in eternity, but you'll never see the price it costs. The scars collected all their lives. When everything's lost, they pick up their hearts and avenge defeat. Before it all starts, they suffer through harm just to touch a dream. Oh, pick yourself up, 'cause legends never die. When the world is calling you, can you hear them screaming out your name? Legends never die. They become a part of you. Every time you bleed for reaching greatness, legends never die. When the world is calling out your name, begging you to fight. Pick yourself up once more. Pick yourself up, 'cause legends never die. When the world is calling you, can you hear them screaming out your name? Legends never die. They become a part of you. Every time you bleed for reaching greatness, legends never die.
Salutations, everyone. Welcome, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, to the Jamco tourney. All right. This is it. Qualifiers, no more. This is the big leagues. These are the playoffs. All right. We got me. I'm Weewu. You might know me, you might not. And we got a little friend over here. Introduce yourself.
Pierce, excited to join Weewu here. we're finally in playoffs now. I think we had a great set of qualifiers here. A lot of teams that we got to see and stuff. We're gonna see them again. Really excited for today.
Yep. And like we said, we have some teams, they made the qualifiers. Today, we got some games for you. We got Mustache versus MohLIEVERS, excuse me. And we got Boba Lovers versus Wnderland today. All right. These are both best of threes, not just a single game. They have a chance to redeem themselves, and they will. They will be able to. Remember, we have a prize pool. First place, $1,500. Second place, $300. And third place, $200 in the bank. Easy. But you know you want that first place, $1,500. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money for us. Yeah.
And that's what we're playing for. We'll have 2 sets of playoffs this week and next week. Take a short break, and then we'll be back for the semifinals and finals 4 weeks from now.
I believe so. We got a while to go. You know, we got a nice little couple of weekends. It'll be fun to watch. It'll be fun to stream. It'll be fun to cast. Either way, if you're a viewer, presenter, caster, it's all gonna be fun. This is fun to be in and a fun thing to watch. So, yeah.
So today, we have our first match is Team Mustache versus MohLIEVERS, right?
Yes.
I think that MohLIEVERS is an incredibly solid team. I just want to kind of highlight it because I think it should be one of the best, like one of the stronger teams of the weekend. We've got Hitman in the Baron lane, Bruno in the jungle, Cosmic Soul in the mid lane, Dienzio in the bot lane, and Yikes following up on support. So this is a full challenger team right here, and Team Mustache can't put him behind, but we're gonna have Potrex in the Baron lane, Clank in the jungle, Sieg in the mid lane, Nicholas and Igor in the bot lane.
Yep.
I think that Dienzio and Yikes with Bruno helping them out might just take over this first game. So I definitely want to pay attention to how Dienzio and Yikes are playing in this first match.
Especially, yeah. And it's going to be time for the wheel spin to decide who gets first pick, who's on the red gang, who's on the blue gang. Let's find out. And Team Mustache gets blue. That means that they pick first.
All right.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of strong champions in the meta right now. Our analyst Blazekin might bring it up during our break, but a lot of first strike bot laners in China. I don't know how much of that we're gonna see here in North America. Dienzio, not much of a APC user, so probably gonna see some of these like very strong ADCs. Yikes, a tank player as well. So I don't know if they're gonna prio the top lane, the bot lane, and get a really strong support pick for Yikes in that 1-2 slot. We'll have to see.
We'll see. Yeah. I'm sure both teams have done a lot of their homework on the enemy players, and when you have you know Dienzio, who that's the only person I know because when I practice my ADC plays, I go to Dienzio's YouTube. I'm gonna be honest with you. And I know,
absolutely.
And I know he's a Zeri main. You know, he likes Kai'Sa. Who doesn't? Kai'Sa is absolutely disgusting this patch. So
very strong champion, absolutely. I wouldn't be surprised if you saw her.
So many APCs have been absolutely nasty. First strike, in my opinion, should be nerfed. It's a crazy item in this build. The true damage, the gold that it gives you, absolutely nutties. So we'll see how they go. I know for a fact both of these teams have done their homework. They've gone through the qualifiers. They've seen what these people have played in past games for this tournament. They're seeing what they're playing in general. You know, this is the one time where it's okay to hide your match history as a tournament.
Yeah. I mean, they put the time in. We've talked about the qualifiers. I'm really excited to see this team. I'm friends with a lot of the players from the red team, MohLIEVERs. So I want to see them take over the Rift, but I know no matter what, we're gonna have a great best of 3 here.
That's right. No, we are definitely gonna. We are definitely gonna.
All right. Make sure you're typing !jam time in chat. Get yourself registered for that $10 PayPal raffle.
I want to $10 PayPal raffle.
Yeah, we need to DM the admin and see if we can join this giveaway ourselves. So
Yeah,
you
you know
jumped
what?
in.
I
I'm
don't care.
gonna
I'm
jump in
already
too.
in. I don't even.
All right, I'm in
even
as
care.
well.
Yeah, what is this?
Okay,
Come on.
one ticket for us. You know.
Listen, if nepotism is a thing in real life, it should be allowed in Jam.
Yeah, absolutely amazing. Get on the bonus tickets for us, please.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're in a little bit of a lull here. Let's do a little introduction on ourselves. Where can they find you, and what do you like to do on Twitch?
Me? Oh, well, I haven't streamed in a while. I'm gonna be honest.
Okay.
I've been
So what have you been
I've
up
been
to?
in
Okay.
yeah, I've been, but you know, it's fine. It's
All right. I think we are actually back. I stalled for the wrong reasons, so I think we're gonna be jumping in our first game here versus Team Mustache in the blue trunks versus MohLIEVERs in the red trunks.
We'll just be waiting, and then we'll go into the bans. One of my favorite parts, because I like to see people. I want to see people ban Yumi, but I know they don't ban him in the tournament. I just hate Yumi, so it's how it is.
Yeah. I mean, I always ban Yumi. That champ is.
Yeah.
It's just like. I feel like I can carry a lot of games like myself or like with my duo if like the bot lane isn't super fed, and for some reason I'm not gonna get too flamey on broadcast, but I despise ADC players and they just cannot play against Yumi for some reason. It's just like you're dying to a cat level 1. Like they don't even have their abilities. I don't understand. Okay, I'm going a little too far already. Let's get into
No.
this.
This makes me so happy. This makes me so happy. I just want you to know that.
So I used to like coach competitively, and my poor ADC would have to listen to a weekly rant about my solo queue adventures and me just complaining about how bad ADC players were. Dude, it's been years of this, you know. I'm also like technically a support main too, so it like doubles up there because I have to deal with it all the time.
You gotta
All right.
carry them.
Yep.
You gotta support.
So I think we're about to jump into our first draft here. All right.
Let's see. All right. And we're off. We're gonna see the bans, the picks. See what do you want to see in this game? Who do you want to see that's very good?
So it looks like our first ban of the draft is going to be Camille. I mentioned it like very briefly earlier. I think Camille is one of the strongest junglers and the strongest top laners. What you see with the draft meta here a lot is like blue side usually has an opportunity to ban things that they want, and then the red side has to ban the super overpowered champs. And so I think we already have one here.
Yep, there's the Vlad ban on the red side. And Vlad is definitely a super overpowered champion. He's almost ungankable if played right. In a super strong late game. It's definitely a good ban.
Taking that out of the blue side's hands means a lot. I think we might even see something like a Yumi here, because like I think that Yumi is fairly strong in North America. I could imagine MohLIEVERs leaving it up because they do play the tanks, you know, for support, so it deals with the Yumi pretty well. But we get a Jace ban from the blue side and then an Ornn ban here, for the red team.
And like you said, it's exactly like you said. Red side is banning the super overpowered champions,
Yes.
and it seems like blue team is banning the situational picks with Camille and Jace. Both,
Yeah.
you know, champions that we've seen a lot in this tournament, but played specifically by specific people because they play them very well and they're super strong lane. They're super strong in team fights. And then we get the Volibear ban as well. Another great ganking potential.
Yeah.
If you put that in a team, if you can coordinate a gank with the Volibear, they're not dying under that tower. You're decimated.
Yeah, I mean, especially in competitive play, Volibear Ultimate just opens up some crazy opportunities. So taking
Yep.
out that table, very smart here. We actually have 3 of what I would say are the top tier junglers right now, taking out Camille, Volibear, and Aatrox.
Yep.
So picking up the blue side, picking up Kaisa, very strong ADC. I think is one of the few we mentioned in the pre-show, right? When we were
Yeah.
talking about characters we didn't like to face. So
Her
um,
very definitely a good pick. I wonder if that's gonna be a Kaisa mid, maybe. I've seen some Kaisas
yeah.
mid, especially.
It's
Yeah,
a flexible pick. That's like
it
another
is.
power of picking it so early.
Yeah,
Okay, we
I
we actually get the Ziggs. I mean, this champion is an absolute monster in China right now. I think it's picked just about every single game. Not banned too often, but I don't know if it'll go to Dienzio. He might just because it's a competitive match. You know, he was very good when he was on Tribe about a year ago. He played a lot of Ziggs. So
APC
um
Zig.
yeah, APC Ziggs.
Wow.
I think Cosmic's gonna play an assassin, so Dienzio might be playing that like APC role for this tournament. That's actually really exciting to see.
Yeah.
Gragas incredibly flexible. Bruno plays it in the jungle. Hitman can play it top. I mean, Cosmic can even play it mid. Yikes also plays it in support. So we don't really know much about where these red side picks are going yet.
Yeah, and that Ziggs pick is good, especially against the Kaiser. You just
Mm-hmm.
simply poke her and she can't touch you. She
Yeah.
literally cannot touch you unless Nautilus ults in, and even then, Nautilus ults you and you use the Ziggs W, I believe, and then boom, you're safe.
Yep. You're out.
So it's a yeah, it's a good
Nautilus
little
getting
pick.
picked up here. This one should be going into support. It can be flexed into the Baron lane, but I think it's in competitive play, especially now that we're seeing this Renekton or Jax. We're gonna have the ADC. Oh, we don't know. The Kai'Sa could be mid, right? So we
Yep.
do know the support Nautilus and then the Jax top most likely.
Could also be a jungle Nautilus. I've never seen it in a
Oh,
tournament
you're
style
very right.
setting.
You're very
Yeah,
right. I can't believe I missed that. Yes.
but
So
we'll see. And oh no, I see red team hovering the Teemo. That
yeah.
makes me very angry.
Only champion I haven't bought yet, honestly. Um,
I still have Vayne in my little back burner. I'm never buying her, but
Never buying her. Ooh, I love Vayne, so
too many
yeah.
auto attack to death, and I hate it. I hate it.
Oh
But we
yeah,
see.
yeah. You're telling me about the big boys you like to play. But in game here we have Zed picked
So,
here. This is probably going to Cosmic Soul, but it can be put in the jungle. So still very flexible draft from the red team. They're gonna ban the Yone. Very strong pick in the current meta. Can be played in just about every role except like the bot lane. So
I've seen
smart
I've
ban
seen
here.
I've seen his support. I've seen Yone
Yeah,
support. The
you've seen the
Spanish
Yone
has it.
support. I believe it.
I've
We're in
seen
North America, baby.
everyone does anything. I saw Jaina top lane smite the other day because they did it in PC, so they did it here, and
Yeah,
it didn't work
yeah.
out for them. I made sure, but
I had a game with one a couple of days ago. We actually won, shockingly. Um, Very banned here, taking that away from Dienzio.
Genzio. My,
If this Ziggs was gonna go mid, they're just taking away the
yep.
options. As you mentioned, he is a Zeri main, and then the Alistair and Wukong now banned away. A nice support here
Yes.
from for Yikes on the red team, and then the jungler on the red team won't have the
Yeah.
Wukong available.
Interesting to see the red team banning and picking all red champions. Every
Oh,
single champion they've
true, yeah.
and banned is red.
So what do we pick from here to keep the red going?
Pike,
Christmas.
not
They're Christmas.
necessarily.
They're
Yeah.
Christmas. The Christmas team now.
Pike is a good
Um,
pick. I'm guessing that means I've never seen a Pike and a Ziggs in bot lane though, so I don't know how well that would work.
the beauty of like the level of competitive play I expect from the red team is that you pick the Zig so that the Pike doesn't ever have to be in lane. So this Pike
Okay,
should be able to make it all over the map, and Ziggs
okay,
can mostly 1v2 the lane with the
I
wave
like that.
clear and stuff.
Yeah.
Um, Ari gonna be picked here. Still pretty flexible team from the red side. We don't really know where anything's going except the Pike, right? So
Yeah, not a lot
um,
of big boys on either side. We just got the Nautilus and the Gragas, but Gragas could be going
yeah.
AP,
Yes, absolutely.
So
I like the Zinza much more than the Yi. Not just because people make fun of the Yi and stuff. I just think we need more beef you know, on
Yeah.
the blue team. So picking up the
And it
Zigs
helps
out
with the
here.
poke.
Yeah. Oh,
Yep.
really good into Zigs. Good pick into
Yep.
Zigs.
Good
Negates a
to
lot of
Ziggs
damage
and
there.
pretty good against Gragas as well. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so we'll see how it works. And we see it, the Zin pick. That's definitely going to be their jungler. Nautilus is going to be support. We're probably seeing that Jax top. We see the Kai'Sa bot with Nautilus and Ari mid. So we know the picks for blue side. And now let's see the jungle for red. They're hovering Kha'Zix. They're hovering it.
I don't love Kha'Zix here, to be honest.
They're not too squishy.
Yeah, they're not particularly squishy. We can definitely kill the Ari and the Kai'Sa. You know, those are the carries of the
Yeah.
comp, but the Jax might, you know, start to pick things up in the mid to late game. But
But
we're
the
gonna have
problem is,
yeah.
no, the problem with Kai'Sa is, especially once she gets her second item and she upgrades her dash, she goes invisible for a second. That
Mhm.
Kha'Zix is gonna have to,
Yep,
juke and weave his way into that Kai'Sa kill. It's gonna be hard to catch her.
absolutely. I'm interested to see if they go the AP Kai'Sa build or not. I think they've got like Nautilus does AP, Ari does AP, Jax does AP, you know, so we could be seeing an AD Kai'Sa, but a lot of people are going for the current like man immune into Nashor's sort of AP build. Pretty excited to see that. We're gonna see the tank Gragas in the top, so that is the beefy guy that they need.
Yep.
And then Ziggs will be their AP damage.
Yep.
Lot of damage here on the red side though.
Definitely. The combo damage is insane. They have the
Yeah.
Zed, they have the Ziggs ult, they have the Pike counter, they have the Gragas ult. All of this is going to be done very quickly. If they don't get a kill within 2 seconds in a team fight, they're running away for their lives.
Yes,
Resetting
yep.
for their cooldowns. Yeah.
They have the nice poke here from the Ziggs though, along with the Gragas. So if they get control of an objective, I very much like if they show up first, they should almost always secure the objective, especially with how fast the Kha'Zix can finish an objective. So
True.
look to see who makes it where first, and it should be fairly secured from that point.
Yeah, and we're off. Everyone's going into their designated lanes, walking, lollygagging, skipping their way down, getting ready for this team fight. I like this Gragas into this Jax. It's a good little way, if he tries to
Yeah.
stun you, you can dash away and you can poke him down. So that's a definitely good counterpoint. The Zin and the Kha'Zix. I say Zin wrong, by the way, Pierce. I'm sorry.
Okay, no worries. We have our own.
I always do.
Mhm.
Him and Lucian. So
Yeah, I heard that right away.
Yeah,
It's a quirk.
yeah,
It's a quirk. It's cute, you know.
I
Girls
get
like
made
that.
fun of it. Well, we'll see. I get.
So a lot of trading going on here in the top lane. Hitman's just gonna try and Gragas is just so incredibly strong early. Kha'Zix is pathing down though, so the Gragas should be fairly safe. Kai'Sa gets hooked, gets stunned
There's
by
the quick kill. Yeah, they're focusing that Kai'Sa a lot. Ziggs doing a lot of damage, and Pike just shutting her down, unable to escape, and that's quick 500 gold for red team. Oh, but there's the quick kill. But Nautilus gets the kill, I believe. So not too much gold going to the Zin, but it's enough. It's enough.
Well, I actually have a little bit of an update. That ADC is actually Jackie. It must have been their sub. Yikes must not have been able to make it. So Jackie, we've got 2 ADCs here in the bot lane. Jackie on the Pike though. So, I mean that first play there, we're getting first blood on the first wave. Huge roams here from the Pike.
They're looking for a little gank in mid lane. Ari with her dashes and her charms, able to escape. She's slippery.
Yep.
She's able to just do the damage, poke whatever she wants. We'll see how it goes.
It's a range versus melee matchup, so the Pike's just showing up there to make sure that she just has a little bit of coverage, you know?
Yep.
Kha'Zix has now finished his clear up. He wasn't able to get a single scuttle, but he's gonna be able to back and get his boots here.
Yep.
Gonna
And he's
finish
keeping up in gold.
Yeah, and he's keeping up with gold. That's the important thing. Zin will be able to clear the rest of his camps though. So that scuttle advantage will show up. You know, it's already showing up here. No camps for Kha'Zix. He's gonna look top, but Jax is backing.
Slow and steady pokes out the wazoo. The gold is almost the same. Actually, we got a little bit about a 1,000 gold difference from red team to blue team. They're taking that first blood and trying to steamroll with it.
Yeah,
See
I
that
mean,
Zin looking. He's
yeah,
looking.
accelerated zigs is very scary. That is a scaling champ. So if they're getting
Yes.
ahead, it
Yes.
it stacks up. Nautilus goes in, gets the
Oh.
root off, but Kaisa,
Just a
she's
little
so
poke.
low she can't follow
Look
up.
at that damage. They're poking him out of lane with the pike and the zig. So much damage being done. Diantio is running out of mana though. Let's see how it goes. Kha'Zix coming in with a
Goes
quick
in.
little gank. A little ult. It's not going to be enough. They're taking too much turret damage. They got to run.
The trade in
And
the
then-
bot lane here
yeah.
during that gank, 1-for-1. The Kaisa goes out, gets a kill. Very important for the Kaisa there, honestly. Gets back in the game here. Now only down 300 gold. I think it was looking like somewhere around 600 gold there. Pike picks up his second kill though. And he is extremely accelerated, looking for that first pen item, not even building the boots.
And when a pike gets fed, that's very scary because he also feeds his team.
Yes.
And it's not fun. It is definitely not fun.
Kha'Zix.
But Kaisa, she's definitely building Mana Moon, so we're definitely going to be seeing that AP Kaisa.
Yes,
it looks
you're
like.
right.
Yep.
Ward comes out, is gonna spot out this Zed there, the 3-man top. Fairly large wave here that crashes. The Demolish will get blocked by the Gragas.
Yep, it's looking like a nice little team fight. Kaisa with the W poke. We got the Nautilus trying to do damage. He's not doing too much right now. He's building armor. He's not building AP. He's just trying to be the big boy of the team. We're seeing this team fight, or this fight with Gragas and Jax happen. Battle of the Beasts. Is the alcohol enough? We got the Ignite on each other. The poke by the Gragas. He's got Font of Life, oh no, that was Wrath, I believe, actually. Oh, so low, not
That's
enough.
out 1 HP. I mean,
Yeah,
the
what-
Jax had the damage here. Ari gets out, gets the solo kill
Nice.
onto Cosmic. I think Academy is a Ari, like, he's not an Ari one trick, he's an, we'll say Ari aficionado. So he plays a lot of Ari. He can play some other champions, but the fact that he's able to get this pick, I do remember him, I believe, if it's TCB Academy, that he is quite a strong Ari player. Picking up the mana boots and 2 items for his Ludens.
These
Pike goes in
fights
onto the
with
Zin.
Brissett. Yep. He's starting. He's got nowhere to go. He's at no help. There's the ult by the Pike. Gets the quick kill. Now, Rift all alone with 3 people on red team. They're going to take this. This is an easy Rift Herald. Great first item to have. Let's see them plop that bad boy down mid and go straight for the dragon. Let's see if they do that.
They'll take it a little bit slow.
Yeah.
The important thing you need to remember in your ranked games, Hook comes out onto the Jax, gets him away. Pike commits the flash. I think they had it anyways, but
it was close, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean you secure that, right? So Kha'Zix finishing up this dragon. Quick note on that play. Hook comes out from the Pike here.
Oh no, Nautilus. You're in a bad spot. Zin's looking for something. He doesn't get anything. He goes in, but Nautilus flashes out. He's all alone. No, Zin!
Has no ult.
Down. Nothing to do. It doesn't matter. He's down. Rift Herald gets plopped down. Bot lane. First turret gone. Now Zed is taking, even though Ari got that first kill on Zed, he has 1,000 gold difference now because of that Rift Herald. They have Dragon as well. It's not looking too good for blue team right now.
Yeah, Jax trying to defend this mid lane. The Pike ult doesn't quite execute the Jax. He gets out this time, but I don't know. It's looking very grim for the blue team.
Yep.
If you were this Zinza, what would you be looking to do in the next, before this next dragon? What lane are you potentially looking at ganking as a jungle main?
I'm looking at top lane mostly. He hasn't been there too much, but top lane is the only thing. Gragas has been by himself, trying to force this tower, trying to get this armor plates before. He's got a lot of more gold to this Jax, and at this point, you need something. You need any lane to be able to be pushed.
Zin is walking up, but this counter gank, the counter gank is there. Kha'Zix ready. He's gonna head back into his jungle, but he was thinking the same thing as you. Maybe that was their out. Didn't quite have the spot. The hook goes down.
And it's
Ignite.
Top lane's going down. Jax just goes down because Kha'Zix knows that that's what they're looking for, and he pushes it instead.
Yeah, it's looking hard.
It's looking
Game
hard.
1, we're 7 minutes in, 7,000 gold. We're looking at 1,000 gold a minute. Mid turret goes down with this Ziggs bomb, and This Kha'Zix and Zed, look how much gold they've got. Nearly 1,000, 1,500 on the Kha'Zix.
They both pushed these turrets, you know?
Yeah, I mean, getting this Zed ahead too is gonna make the Ahri life really hard.
You never want an assassin to get fed.
Zed ult.
And there's the ult. Zed gets out. I believe he flashed. Yep, Zed did flash to get out of that, but he's perfectly fine. He's okay with wasting that flash. Look at that damage by that Gragas on that Nautilus. Zin trying to help. They're doing no damage to him right now. Oh, okay. They got
take him out though. Kha'Zix goes in, pops the ult.
Okay, we take that. Honestly, you take that. You had to waste so much for that. You have to take any kill that you can get because the kills are pretty close. It's 5 to 7 right now, but it's the gold.
Yeah.
You have to take any wins that you can and just run away with that. That's good. They didn't overextend. Uh-oh. Maybe they did. Maybe I spoke too soon. The Gragas ult pushes Nautilus back. He's able to escape. Pike trying for something. But he's just not going down.
Yeah, I mean, objective bounties are up. Jax was able to take that objective bounty in the top lane. That's really big gold. You need to play for these objective bounties when you're behind. Even trading your life sometimes because of the massive gold income you can get. Pike's being a little sneaky here. He looks to find maybe Ahri has to splash out. Use the E.
Oh, he's not close enough. He can't ult it.
Oh.
He's getting away. He might have been able to.
Yeah,
he might have been able to ult, but he was afraid. He was definitely afraid.
You don't really know. It's their own jungle, but at this point in the game,
it's not their jungle.
We might as well call it Kha'Zix jungle. Yeah,
it's not their jungle. Wow, that Pike shutdown would have been huge. I believe he has 0 kills still right now, or 0 deaths right now. So it would have been very, very big to get. But like you said, very fearful. You don't want to die. You don't want to feed them any more than they are, especially as a Kha'Zix or as a Kai'Sa. You're late game. Nice little poke from this Ahri. Ahri's doing a lot, as much as she can right now. She's got 7,000 gold. She's got the most on the team. She's trying to do what she can. Yeah. Yep.
I mean, if she can get there, like, the enemy team can't build much MR. You know, we've got the Gragas, basically the only person who's able to do that. Already committed to the steel caps in the Frozen Gauntlet. So we're definitely looking for this Ahri to maybe get some of these mid to late game charms, get the blue team back into the game.
We'll see, and I want to see this Nautilus build. He can't build, what is it? I believe it's Guardians or Gargoyle enchant, the shield chant, because Zed and Kha'Zix both have Serpent's Fang.
Oh, you're right.
He's gonna have to build.
Way less relevant here.
He's either got to go Meteor or nice little engage. Yeah, good play Amaranth actually. Yeah. We see Ahri coming in. It's just not enough. There's not enough damage being done. Red team is powerhousing their way through this team fight. Zed with the kill. Kha'Zix with the kill. Nautilus goes down. Ahri goes down. And they're going to go for this real quick. Zin goes down.
Trying to sneak away here. Zed.
Nope.
Does he pick him up? Of course he does. And that is a 5-for-1 here for the red team. With an Infernal Dragon to cap it off. It is looking quite grim here. We're gonna lose at least one tier 2 goes down. Looks like the second one's follows shortly after.
Yep. There's just 5 mean, scary looking boys in mid. Nothing you can do about that. Kai'Sa's wants to go in, but she can't frontline. She's gonna get deleted. Gragas is doing so much damage, and he's building tank. It makes sense, you know? Like it's not enough. Here we go. Zin's trying for something.
Looking to catch, but this is the Gragas. This is the beef boy we talked about.
He's so beefy. Ziggs comes in. He escapes. Gragas does go down, but now Kha'Zix has got all his maneuvers. He can do whatever he wants, but there's a lot of them. He's scared. They're still going. Oh my God, Pike!
Pike with the flash.
2 miles away, getting a double kill real quick.
Third one.
Oh my God, the third one does not go to Pike. Oh, it does. Wait, he gets another.
The card.
Oh, he went a little too deep.
Jackie, you're getting a little too big for his britches. Ults that last long, just has to sit there, no E cooldown available.
My goodness. Pike looking like Michael Jordan, starting the jump from the free throw line in Space Jam.
Wait, this
dunking
Baron.
on these people.
Weewoo.
And
this is a 3v2. They're
Jax
on Baron.
Coming in. Ahri's going for it. Ahri gets the kill.
Who got the Baron?
Who got it? Who got it?
I think it was the blue team.
I think it was no. Wait.
Oh no,
no. Red team got it.
Yeah. Okay. So they They do lose 2 members. It's 2 for 2. Decent trade, but Kha'Zix
Yep.
was able to secure the Baron.
Wow. That would have been a crazy, huge way to come back. Now, the 2 people that died, they still get Baron buff with the way the Baron works.
Yes.
So they're still gonna have Baron buff. It's very scary. I don't know if you take these fights right now. They're still going for it though. Kai's looking for a way to do some damage. Oh my god! The double ult of the Kai'Sa deleted off the face of this earth. Nautilus has nowhere to hide, nowhere to go, and he goes down as well. Oh my goodness, poor Nautilus trying to defend this Kai'Sa. Look at this turret damage though. Pike's going a little too much. He's extending too deep. Gragas, come on, man. Get him out of here! No way! By the hair of his little, like, piglet wings. And he comes back in. He's so hungry.
Ari has the stasis.
Does he have the belly button?
Gets the body slam. Will comes out from Pike. Gets the E-up and the stun. It's a 1v2. It's now a 2v1.
It's not enough.
It keeps healing and they take out the Ari and the Jax just like that. Kai'Sa 1 HP in the bot lane. What are they gonna do? Middle inhib down in the meantime as well.
I believe they have Baron for maybe 2 more seconds. Baron's about to run out. I don't think they're getting inhib.
At all.
But they will get this tower.
And they still kill her after the stasis.
Oh my god, that's demoralizing right
2
there. That
inhibs down.
Ulting everywhere. Killing that Kai'Sa constantly. She just came back. She just came back from a Ziggs into a Pike ult. Another Pike ult right there. Doesn't kill him.
You know,
he's running for his
life. Will they get out? Pike jumps in.
He does not get out. It's looking like they want this inhib. They're hungry. Quick kill. Oh my goodness. Another quick kill. Nexus. Nexus, come on, MVP. You got these. You got these, man.
6-man. Defends it. There you go. The Nexus puts the carry pants on and
they are
able to take out the Kha'Zix.
They are putting up a fight for this Nexus. I have to give it to blue team right now. They are trying their darndest. They are not giving up. They are putting everything they can in. They put their big boy pants on and they have decided, I don't want to end here.
So they do get a little reprieve while we wait for the Kha'Zix and Pike to res, but we're looking at a 20,000 gold lead at 15 minutes with 2 dragons. That is not something you don't care. Okay, we're believers.
I don't care.
We're blue team believers.
They need this dragon. They cannot give this dragon up.
Zedol comes out. It will pick up the Jax. Tice is coming down. There is no Zedol, but they still pick him up. The Zedol comes out. Ari combo doesn't land with the Zed stasis. He flashes out after the W, and he gets out in the meantime. 3 members, Xin, Nautilus, all die, and the final member, Academy, falling.
I take it back.
Right as the Nexus falls. We have another game though, Weewoo. We have another game.
And I
this
love
is the best
the way.
of 3, maybe 2. Yeah. I hope we have 2 more
up.
games.
They got unlucky. Well, not unlucky. They just simply red team played it very well in their early game. But that early game push scaled them out of the game. But they were hustling and bustling and trying their hardest to stay in the game. And I gotta give it to them for that, honestly.
Yeah, really good game. I mean, I do want to highlight Academy though. I think he had some pretty nice plays from the blue team. You know, he's against like I think you can call him a semi-pro player, but the other players have some of them have traveled internationally. You know, very strong red team, but blue team put up a good fight, and I think they still have a chance in this game too. I think if they've got the fight in them. I do like their draft, how it turned out. Just we clean up that objective phase. I think I think that first objective kind of started to spiral things out of control. The Xin Zhao, you can't solo start objectives in competitive, man. It's fine in ranked, but you solo start that. 2 players from the red team came in, and it was a spiral from there.
Yep, and you know we were talking about how that Xin was gonna do good against Ziggs, but Kha'Zix and Zed was absolutely cleaning up what Ziggs couldn't touch, and that was the problem. You know, you had Ari trying her hardest. She shut down that Zed in the early game, but then
they got the kill too.
But then Xin gave them Rift Herald, and then just like that, in the split of not even 30 seconds, Zed had 1,000 gold lead on Ari out of nowhere. So,
Mhm.
you know, it's hard to do that, and especially with assassins, if they have a gold lead, they're gonna do assassin things. They're gonna
Yep.
do exactly what they were meant to, and you can see 7-2 on that Zed. So, you know, it's unlucky. The early game was their downfall, but their late game showed so much potential to me. Absolutely so much potential to me.
Could we maybe get a quick look at the damage? Cause I think the Ziggs damage might be yeah. Look at
Yeah,
that, almost
yeah.
double anyone else in the entire game. I mean, there's a
Yep.
reason he's picked almost every game in China. The first strike technology is like it's a little bit weird on Ziggs more than like a lot of other characters, but you know, it works. You know, he's a powerhouse. The Pike left the lane at like level 3, right? And Ziggs just dealt with it. And even without the support in his lane, you see just how powerful these APCs can
Definitely,
be. You know, once the
definitely.
support gets to affect the rest of the map.
But we don't want to take it all too much. We got Blaziken as our analyst. He'll go over some of the game better than I can, because I am not smart. So yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much for that, Wee Woo. Although I think you're very smart as well. Don't undersell yourself. However, the thing that I want to talk about in this game, and I think was the most important and deserves the biggest shout out, and that our casters rightfully mentioned, is that Ziggs, right? We're looking at that damage chart, we're seeing 36,000 damage. The nearest person was Zed with 18,000. The nearest person on the enemy team, Ari, with 17,000. Everybody else, way, way, way below that on the enemy team. And so when you're making adjustments here as the blue team, I think the big thing that you really want to identify is that Ziggs. Make sure you get rid of it. I'm going to give you all a few quick stats. When I was doing some research this morning on what was going on over in China, make sure I had all my numbers correctly, I noticed something interesting. In the last 2 games for the Ionia Cup, which is the big tournament going on in China right now, Ziggs had a 100% pick ban, and in 7 out of the 8 games that he was let through, he won. This Ziggs, especially with this first strike tech, is so strong right now for a multitude of reasons. First of all, right, you have these boots. You know, we heard the casters a little bit during the game. They talk about how they were worried about the Ziggs might have those mana issues. But when you have these new mana boots that get rid of a lot of these issues, you can just sort of ignore this and continue to move on and not have to worry about, you know, how often you're going to spam out your abilities and stuff like that. In fact, we've even seen a lot of Ziggs in China not taking any damage runes except for Gathering Storm and going full blue tree with like Mana Flow Band, stuff like Demolish, and stuff like the Haste rune, right? The other thing that the Ziggs can do that I really want to highlight that's really important is the turret damage, right? If you remember, after they lost that first Herald on the side of blue, they dropped it for red on towards the bot side because they didn't even feel the need to drop it on that middle turret because of how much damage the Ziggs was doing. What you'll see happen a lot of times is if you don't have somebody that can damage those middle turrets, it's really, really hard to break those down. And the Ziggs does an excellent job with his satchel charge and with his passive giving him the enhanced auto attack to destroy those turrets very quickly. So the other thing that I sort of want to mention is what are we going to do against this Ziggs? There are a few answers. And the one that I prefer is to just ban it out. Um, you'll notice that I did talk about how 7 out of 8 games, right? There are a few weaknesses of the Ziggs that you can attempt to exploit. First of all, if you have somebody that can match or outrange him and that can do a certain amount of damage that can sort of try to match him in terms of that, you can maybe try to outdamage him. But that's not really a good strategy. And that's why you don't have a great win rate against the Ziggs. That said, that's really all I have for the analysis portion of it. We're going to get into our quick ad reads, which is a big thank you to our sponsors, including Budget Arcade Podcast, which finding a quality free to play game can be a daunting task. Because let's face it, they aren't all like Wild Rift, right? And that's where Budget Arcade Podcast can be your friend. They've done the work of rating and reviewing free to play games so that you can avoid the traps of predatory games. Listen to wherever you get your podcasts. I also believe we have another ad for another one of our sponsors, Community Gaming, which we should be able to get right into shortly.
Right. That was
hoe. Tell them retreat cause they ain't even close. See casualties cause they can't leave a hoe. Keep them reminded they try to let go.
You really got me. You really got me. You really got me.
I feel a breeze, y'all. I wanna breathe, y'all. Let my actions be louder than words. I'ma keep it 100, no lie, I don't sleep, bro. I'ma like it today. Yeah, I'm feeling this way. You like your performance while I got my way, man. I'm so dominant while I tease ya.
You really got me now. You got me so I don't know what I'm doing. Oh yeah. You really got me now. You got me so I can't sleep at night. You really got me. You really got me. You really got me.
Welcome to the world, no heroes and villains. Welcome to the war, we've only begun. So pick up your weapon and face it. There's blood on the ground, go and take it. You get one shot to make it out alive. So higher and higher you chase it. It's deep in your bones, go and take it. This is your moment. Now is your time, so prove yourself and rise, rise. Make them remember you. Rise, push through heaven. Rise, rise. They will remember you. Rise. Welcome to the climb up, reach for the summit. Visions brave, the one false, steadily the end. So higher and higher you chase it. It's deep in your blood, go and take it. This is your moment. Take to the skies, go. Prove yourself and rise, rise. Make them remember you. Push through heaven. They will remember you. It is you fight among the dead beneath the dirt. Do you know yet? Or do you want it? And when the giants call to ask you what you're worth, do you know if we don't die? Prove yourself and rise, rise. Make them remember you. Push through heaven. Rise, rise. They will remember you. Prove yourself and rise, rise. Pick up your weapon and face it.
I hear the sound echoes beneath, angels and skylines meet, and I'm straining to reach the light on the surface.
You intro again?
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you made popcorn because we're nowhere near done. maybe some cheese. I don't know. You got something. You better have gotten some Cool Ranch Doritos, anything, because we got a lot more games to go. This matchup isn't even done yet. This is a best of 3. All right, they got to redeem themselves. I'm ready. Welcome back.
I'm ready for game 2 and potentially game 3. I highlighted Academy at the end of the last game on the blue team. I think it's definitely something he's capable of doing. Blazekin in the break talked about a Ziggs ban. I definitely see that happening in this next game. The Kaisa first pick kind of seemed to get neutralized a lot
Yep.
by the Ziggs. So the side selection for the next match, should be finding about that pretty soon. I'm pretty curious on that because they're the bans that red team had, the Vlad, the Orn, and the what was the last one? Aatrox.
It was Aatrox.
I think that maybe they can swap out if the blue team is on the red team if they swap sides, I think that maybe they can take out that Aatrox ban and maybe fit in a Ziggs there, and still keep the Orn and Vlad ban, and I think that would be probably a smart choice there. Yeah.
I mean, well, actually, I'm pretty sure. So, blue team, they were the ones that banned Camille.
Yep.
Yeah, they banned Camille and them. But I mean, I don't know. Yeah, Ziggs, it's such a situational ban, but you have to because they just showed you how good they are at Ziggs. They just showed you they can single-handedly control their lane with no support and deal an extraordinary amount of damage in team fights, ulting that Kai'Sa like at least 3 times. That Kai'Sa was getting ulted by that Ziggs and dying to it so many times. It's
just
definitely
so much
something you
damage.
want to see. Yeah, it's just too much damage, and it's just something that I think they'll be able to adapt to. As we saw as the game went on, they got better as the game went on, but it was just too late.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I think like Dienzo is known on YouTube for like the ADC play, but in competitive play, like you basically played ABCs the whole time.
Yeah.
So he's played a lot of Ziggs in competitive. He knows how to do that 1v2 lane, and I think he's one of the more powerful APCs. The other one we need to think about, who isn't technically an APC, but it's a very similar playstyle, is Varus. Dienzo is pretty strong at the Varus as well, so that might be the pick we see coming out from the MohLIEVERS, if the Ziggs is banned.
Okay, yeah, and we'll see it soon. Teams are ready, and they're ready to go. And I believe we're going to see the same since Mustache lost. They will get first pick. So,
Okay.
you know, they'll
They're on
still
the
get
blue
that
side
first
again.
pick. Yep.
We have a lot more open bans here. We have the Jace in the last ban. I think maybe that's what they would potentially take away here. I do want to probably see the Camille still banned.
And Zeri.
and the Zeri potentially too. So we'll take out 2 picks from Dienzo here. I think pretty smart choices there. Picks so far.
We're seeing the same bans like we did before. And then on the side of red, we see the same exact ban as well. We see the Vlad ban. They're not going to switch their bans too much. They won the match.
Yeah,
they don't. Yeah,
I think you're right.
You know, so they're not going to switch it too much.
So now we'll kind of see here. We get the volley. So, the Zeri was in the second round when they banned that. So we're probably going to see the Camille, volley, and then Ziggs most likely. Maybe Fiat, the Kaisa player from last game, is comfortable potentially playing the Ziggs too. That could be that could maybe throw a pretty big wrench in the MohLIEVERS strategy if they just take the
No, definitely.
the Ziggs instead. Team Mustache.
Yeah. There's Kazakh's getting banned by Team Mustache, and I have a lot of faith. I can see them turning it around, switching it up. They have a lot of, those team fights that they were in, they played it very, very well. Their communications were very good. So, if they just figure this out, I can see it turning around.
The Kazakhs was actually banned, so Ziggs is still on the table. Exact same bans here from the red team. Vlad, Orn, Aatrox. We're replacing the Jace with the Kazakhs here for the blue team. Kaisa was first picked last game, but as Blazekin mentioned, as me and Weewoo have talked about, that Ziggs just seemed kind of like a monster. Gonna pick the Gragas here instead.
Maybe they
Um,
believe they have some new picks to go against that Ziggs and counter it.
Okay.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe they just built wrong for it, but we'll see. You know, at the end of the day, it's all down to how they play and how they rock with what they got. You know.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
Gragas is just an exceptional pick. I talked about it in the last draft. It can literally go in every single role.
Mhm.
It couldn't really in the last game, but like Senna, with Senna, it can go ADC, it can play support, it can play mid, it can play jungle, it can play Baron. So Gragas first pick in competitive, it's magical. I think it's basically the only champion that can go to every single role.
So you're saying Gragas is magical?
Yeah,
I love to hear it.
yeah, he's very magical.
We heard it here. So yes, and then like you said, there it is.
Yeah, so
Bears-
D'Enzio kind of showing off his prowess here. The Varus should be going into the dragon lane, but the thing that might be a bit of a shocker, in like some really high elo 5 stacks, Varus is actually an incredible jungler. So that would be a little shocking, but there is still the flex potential there. He just has like the biggest smite
Yeah.
in the whole game. With his like
I've-
empowered W.
I've never seen Varus jungle, but you know, I saw a Leona jungle in the tournament, so anything is
yeah.
possible.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna say it.
I think the Varus jungle can work too, just because you have 4 competent people in front of you. You know, like
Yeah.
in a ranked environment, like playing an ADC jungle is like really scary because like how do you walk to an objective? But yeah, I think it's going bot. I just want to mention that Varus jungle is technically a thing.
A lot of backline junglers are good. That's why Twitch is absolutely disgusting. If your team can build the front line without you,
yeah.
it's great.
We've had a couple more picks here. So the Renekton is most likely going top. Could be flex mid. Cosmic Soul does play mid Renekton. Jace, jungle or mid probably. I expect the Karma now to go into the support role, but once again could be a mid laner. A lot of potential flex picks. Pike, we're gonna see Jackie playing that again, I believe. And then the Vi ban here from the red team, banning out some junglers. Limiting the jungle pool here for the blue team.
Yep. Yeah, that's a good ban. It's a good engaged jungler you want to ban. And then we see the Akali getting banned on the blue side. They don't want those assassins anymore. They were horrified of that Zed, so they don't want Akali either. And then red team banning another jungler. So they're assuming this Gragas or Jace isn't a jungle player because they're banning the Vi and the Gwen. Both great picks. Gwen is an absolute beast late game, especially if she gets her gold up right. Yeah.
Scales incredibly well. I think that this might be Twitch jungle.
I think it might be too. We were just talking about it.
Just talking about it. Absolute menace in the late game. It's actually like I started a Smurf account just to play Twitch jungle. And it's just so fun. It's so different from like most junglers because like I literally do one buff and then I gank. I don't even do 2 camps. I do a single buff and then I gank. It's ratty. It's ratty, and I love to be a rat. They swapped to the Jarvan, so we might not get to see this Twitch.
Okay.
Little less exciting. But
well, exciting for us, but not exciting for
Yeah.
blue team. I know blue team did not want to see that Twitch.
Very
I know
true.
for a fact.
We've seen some updates to Jarvan in the most recent patch now. His
It
passive
did come out.
Yeah, his passive was reduced, so his clear speed's up. And then inside the ult itself, you actually get damage reduction from anyone who was in there. Quick little tidbit, when that patch released, for a day he got disabled in ranked because his ult wasn't doing any damage. So for a day on release, if you played Jarvan, your ult wasn't doing damage. So that hasn't really happened in Wild Rift before, so really funny bug. Blue team though, what have we picked here?
We got the Rakan and the Echo for blue team. So we got that little. It's not an assassin with Rakan, but he's not a tank either. He's a dip and poke, a dip. It goes in and then he dips basically. He's got the CC and he runs right out with that. And then we got the Echo, the AP assassin himself. So it's looking less tank on blue side because I don't know why, but less tank and more damage, a lot more damage on blue sides. And this almost the same with red teams. Less tank and more damage. Everyone's gotten more damage.
Who's playing dragon for who's playing in the dragon lane for the blue team?
For the blue team, it could
looking
be
like
that
it's-
Karma APC.
Yeah, I mean the Gragas was the AD player from the last game, so
Yeah.
I think it might be Karma Rakan bot lane, Gragas top. That makes kind of the most sense to me. Oh, it
Yeah,
looks
it
like
could.
they're in the correct order. So
It
looks
might
like
be
we're
that,
getting the
yeah.
Gragas top. Oh no, the Gragas was the Jax from last game. I apologize. So we're gonna get the APC. I like that a lot in the current meta and competitive. It's just so nice to be able to leave your dragon laner in the bot lane, and then that enables your support to be able to roam, because
Yeah.
the APCs can't get dived nearly as easily because of their early wave clear versus the ADCs. We're
But-
jumping into this. Yep.
No, but Varus does have that poke. He doesn't
Yeah.
have to go in. He can just poke that Karma out. Karma does have the shield, but it takes a while because she has to be able to go through her abilities to be able to proc that shield from her passive. But we'll see. We'll see.
Last pick was the Kassadin for the red team. That is a Cosmic Soul Classic as well. So I'm excited to see him, kind of take off with this pick. He should just be able to take over the game with the Jarvan Renekton front line. Big matchup that we need to see here though is the Jace kind of taking the early game versus Kassadin. Very weak, exact opposite curves. Kassadin scaling massively, Jace falls
There it
off.
is.
So
There it is, right from the beginning, trying to poke that Kassadin out of this game. Jace is going to try his darndest to get Kassadin not online, because Jace is great in the lane space.
yeah.
Look at this poke being done. Oh, we're going to hear first strike go off the entire game. We got 3 people on blue team with the first strike enchantment. I am sick in my stomach. I know I'm going to hear that stupid noise go off this entire time. Oh
Yeah.
boy.
One thing to note though, I talked about the Jace having a very strong early game versus Kassadin, but it's the reverse in the jungle. The Jarvan incredibly strong early, and the Echo basically is a melee minion until he gets his ult. Very slow clear too. You see Echo's still working on his camp, and Jarvan's now on his 4th camp.
We'll see what they do out of that. If Echo does land a nasty little bubble, it could change, even though, he's not that strong. A nice bubble with a good stun. He tanks a lot of damage in there and stuns them. So it all depends on how they play these matchups and how well they play these games, because that's exactly what it's required. And there it is. Look at that. We see Jarvan going up mid, looking for a gank on this Jace, having to protect this Kassadin. Jace is so low. He does the little knock. Look at Echo coming in. There's the W that I was talking about. Nothing happens. We saw a flash, I believe, from Kassadin to avoid that. And exhaust. You're gonna get this kill. He's too low. He's gonna swipe the scuttle. Swipe the scuttle. There you go. He still got. Oh,
Takes out
there's the
Academy.
first
Renekton
blood.
has rotated. Gonna flash.
And
Look, the W.
he's gonna flash
That's
for it.
the
They're gonna
ignite.
get it. There's the double kill by red team. Real quick, a lot of flashes being used. The exhaust, the ignite on this Renekton, so much being used, and they got the double kill. They played it good. They played it smart. Echo thinking he can go back in to save his Jace, but it was not enough. He is too weak early. Now they're gonna get Scuttle and 2 kills.
They got the blue buff too. They got the blue buff versus this Echo. So his clear. Not only is he not going to get a single scuttle this game, but he's also lost his blue buff. Jarvan ult goes out. Jace
already
does not have
having
flash.
Oh my god, Jarvan has ult already. It is going to be a nasty early game by this Jarvan. 700 gold.
gold lead. Yeah,
Yep.
for the team.
And I saw that Jace trying to steal that scuttle. It would have been huge, but
Yeah.
Jarvan body blocked it, and it was smart. It was very, very smart. All right. Now we're going back
Kassadin is
to-
already out leveling the Jace here. That's something you do not want to see ever.
No.
This scaling Kassadin ahead of your mid laner. That scuffle at the scuttle. Scuffle at the scuttle. It's ultimately it's a top diff. Hitman is able to rotate before the Gragas, and that's all she wrote. 2 kills over your red team.
We're having some technical difficulties right now for me.
Yep. Looks like we're seeing we have the builds here for us casters, so we'll talk about them a little bit. Might be some stuff happening on the screen. It looks like we're getting the Essence Reaver here for the Varus, and then the Cassin is gonna build the Rod of Ages first. Isn't gonna go into the mana boots. In China, often Cassin is actually this is gonna be a genuine shocker to North American viewers. But in China, they only have 3 bans in ranked, right? And you'll have to forgive us because this isn't necessarily related to the gameplay. But Cassin is pick ban in Chinese ranked, and they only have 3 bans. So every single game he's either banned most of the time, or he's like first picked. Incredibly strong in China because like they respect like farming and stuff.
See, and we have a little bit of a technical difficulty for the game. We're sorry we're not saying anything that's going on right now. Give us 1 second, but we'll see. But like we said, that Cassidy, I know nothing's gonna change. That Cassidy is gonna slowly farm their way into this match very quickly because of that Jarvan gank, because of that double kill they got early game.
So good for it. So good for Cassidy. I feel like most of the time I see a Cassidy in my ranked games, I chalk it up as an L, honestly. But Cosmic Soul is one of the few Cassidys I'm pretty comfortable getting into my games with. So excited to see him carry here.
Now Cassidy reminds me of Vlad almost, the way that they build. You know, you get that Rod of Ages, you want the health, you want the AP, you build that up, and then you're an assassin. You're an assassin for the rest of the game with how much AP you do.
Alright, we got 20 seconds here. Till Dragon. It looks like Jarvan was able to pick up one more kill.
Good flash by that Gragas getting out of that Jarvan. Oh, and now a nice little W. Jarvan doesn't have anything to escape. Nope, never mind. His E came back online. He's gone. But Rift Herald's up. We see on the top left corner of our screen, Pyke, Jarvan, even Varus is coming up for this Rift Herald. They want it. They know they want that gold. They want to outscale this team in their early game. They don't care about this dragon, and they're starting it, and they get the kill instantly on this Karma, who also rotated. Poor Karma getting caught. She rotated
down
for
his
that.
ult too.
Yeah.
Can't do much here. Jarvan doesn't have the ult here. Pyke looks the ult
Pyke.
in.
He gets the ult. Gragas with the nice ult, but Pyke is still alive. He has to waste so much to kill him. He gets the kill, but now he's stuck between a rock and a hard place. There's nowhere to go. Nice
They're
little
so
poke by
low,
this Jace. Oh, they
Knock
get
out
the
from
kill
the
from
Rakan.
Gragas. But Jace gets another kill. Oh, but there's not much you can do.
Varus
Look at that
ult, he's rotated,
damage.
he's here.
Oh my god, the Varus poke is absolutely nutter butters. They get another kill on this Rakan. Nothing can be done. He didn't even land a
How
skill.
was HP with that Varus Q?
Oh
my gosh. This Varus with the Essence Reaver, it's a build that's like
Insane.
starting to get popularized. So much damage here. But while all this was going on, both teams are contesting Rift Herald. Cassidy gets a free tower in the bot lane.
Wow.
I mean, if there's a champ I don't want plates on, it's the enemy Cassidy, you know?
Wow.
They're gonna now have 4, maybe 5. It looks like Cassidy and Jace are heading to the bot lane. Jace is all the way down here. They're gonna see him on vision. They know top lane's a 5v4. Blue team cannot fight this.
There's nothing. They can't contest.
Think?
Karma
Yeah, they can.
Absolutely getting deleted.
Pyke
Gone
ult
from the
comes
face
out.
of this earth. Another Pyke ult. Look at this Varus damage. Look at this poke. Rakan with a nice little charm on 4 people, but there's no one to follow up. Absolutely nothing can be done. Pyke with the triple kill on the Echo, on the Rakan. Echo does get a quick kill on the Varus, but I mean, they didn't get Rift Herald. They didn't get anything but that quick kill, and another tower gone before 7 minutes and 30 seconds. They get the armor gold, they get the turret gold, and they're gonna take a tier 2, it looks like, real quick. Oh my god. The amount of gold that you get from these towers is too much. Look at this, a 10k gold difference now in 7 minutes. It's just too much in the early game. That Rift Herald is being prioritized so much in this because it's a necessity.
Yeah, I mean, consolation prize of that Varus. Jace did get a few plates in the bot lane, but I mean, with the Jace deciding that he needs to pick up the wave in the bot lane, but in the meantime, Pyke goes in, gets knocked up, has no dash away. Play of
Good
Fish
little karma
is
ult.
very low as well.
Pyke goes down. He can't ult anybody right now. They have no executes, so this is
Gragas
something
cast.
that they could come back from, actually. The
Gragas
little
gets away
flash
with
by
the
the
smite.
Jarvan. Oh my god, the kill on the Rakan. He goes down. Now they have no CC. Oh my goodness! The ult by the Kassadin catching 2 people, ulting another person. Varus getting a kill, Kassadin getting a kill, and they're gonna chase this Karma to the ends of the earth, and she goes down as well. Jace is just...
Jarvan was able to secure that dragon because he was able to barely live by smiting and getting out. He's trading top lane here. Not much a Jace can do against a Renekton adult. But Jarvan was able to secure that dragon with his Cataclysm because he actually had to flash smite away just to live. Earlier in that fight, they secure the dragon. They secure 4 more kills, and Jace follows soon after.
The combo on this Pyke into this Renekton stun to absolutely decimate the Jace. Jace goes down, but they do get the Renekton at the same time. But Pyke slips away like the slippery man he is. He's like an eel, taking kills, getting what he can, and dipping.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, you do see this gold right here. Kassadin has more gold than everyone on their team.
Yep.
Almost 1,000 more than even the Jace. This is really scary spot for the blue team.
Jace has been split pushing this entire game, just farming the gold that he can. Look, another
Echo
wave dash
comes
by the
out.
Jarvan. He comes out, but he is able to slip away the Jarvan. Oh, but he still goes down. Echo still dying, even though he flashed away. Pyke doing so much damage, dipping, getting all his health back. He's back to 3/4 health. He goes in again with another ult on the Jace. It doesn't make sense. It's not fair. Oh my
pick
god.
off as well.
Varus with so much attack, auto attack speed, doing 400 damage in auto attack. This is not AP Varus. This is AD Varus. This is the beast that we see that is AD Varus. Absolutely disgusting in the backline. Trying to poke, do whatever he can. They're gonna go for this. Look at this. Pyke is
they're just toying with their food at this point.
Pyke is so annoying. Oh my goodness. I should have.
Hitman, he's alone here. There's 5 people around him. I think he still makes it out. That's how far ahead they are.
There's not enough damage. Look at this. He still has full health. His ult, the amount of lifesteal he gets from that with the damage he does. They're going in. Echo with the little W, not going in. He is afraid for his life. I would be too. Varus with another poke. There it is again. Oh my goodness. Karma trying to see if she can catch someone and instead gets caught herself. The hunter becomes the hunted. I don't think they were the
picks
hunted.
up his own solo carry here onto the Jace. I mean, what do you do against this team? You know, that whole entire time, Kassadin was just split pushing the side lane, getting his own gold. Another kill here from Jackie on the Pyke. My gosh. They look to go in. Jarvan gets the flag and drag. The Pyke finishes him off.
Pyke with another kill. They're just showing off at this point, showing off how far they can move in such little time. Their 0 to 60 speed is 1 second. It's absolutely nuts. Jace with a nice little poke. He's going for the double.
Jarvan's able to flash out. He dies.
God.
I mean, absolute domination here from the red team. We're at 21,000 gold at 11 minutes.
They are limit testing.
We take out the Jarvan.
They're limit testing right now.
Falls afterwards.
Yeah.
I mean,
they're gonna
we're looking at 2,000 gold a minute. I mean, that goes up in 26. The rest of the team should be up here though. Kassadin's gonna look to finish off this last inhib, but the Enzio gets knocked up, gets the charm. Renekton also in the charm here too. Varus all comes down.
There's no lifesteal. Oh, okay. There's not much you can do when you don't have anti-heal. You have no anti-heal. Okay. Renekton. Oh my goodness. Look at Pyke. Look at that movement speed. Look at the damage on 1Q. He didn't even hold it. Oh, but maybe. Is this the time? Yes, it is. He finally goes down the second time. First time was to Nexus. Doesn't count. But this time, he was caught just a little too deep. Renekton goes down. Pyke goes down. But again, 20,000 gold difference. Not much can be done. They are limit testing right now. They're just trying to see how many kills they can get and how deep they can go in for him. They're gonna go. Look at this. Jarvan is
12 minutes now, so they're looking to maybe start up this Baron, just close this game out with one objective.
Inferno Dragon is up in 2 seconds, so maybe they switch up. They don't want this Baron anymore. I mean, it's 20,000 gold difference. Dragon doesn't make any sense. You have 2 inhibs.
Yeah.
You have 2 inhibs.
Closing this out with the Baron's probably the easiest, but the only thing is, it's probably one of the few ways you could potentially lose. Kassadin doesn't dash away, and dash to the side. Is able to get his,
out.
I mean, look at all the items he has. He's infinite
but it
mana. He
doesn't
can
matter.
ult forever. Echo falls. I mean, I don't even know
It
if we
doesn't-
turned for the Baron here. We just look to end.
No.
13
look-
minutes, 2 inhibs down, 20+ thousand gold lead.
Pike looking for the
Pike
poke. He
can't
gets
miss
it.
these hooks. He's
He
got
did
to.
not miss it. They got it. And they get the Gragas from half health to 0 health in the span of 0.01 seconds. Another stun on this Karma going down, and so does Rakan. It's looking like it's an end right here. Oh man. They played that
Cataclysm
very, very
engaged
well.
from that Jarvan. I mean, when that ult goes out, like, what do you even do? Doing
Nothing.
less damage now. You got the Cassin follow up, that Pike follow up, the Varus all the way from the back off screen. I mean, beautiful comp here, executed nearly perfectly from the red team. Only having 9 deaths here in this 13-minute game. Really
Look at
well
that
played
Cassin.
from the MohLIEVERS. Yeah, I mean,
13,000 golds in 13 minutes.
yep.
As a Cassidy.
Yeah, I was a scaling champ. I mean, I just want to point out what a monster character Varus is. I don't know why. He's only been buffed in the past several months. He built 3 different types of items. He built a crit item, a pen item, and an AP item. And it works, right? Because that
Yep.
champion is so overtuned, I swear. Especially in competitive play. Dianzio did his research. Blaziken talked about it a little bit too. The Ziggs, we talked about it in our pregame show together. The Ziggs and the Varus, they're like pick ban in China, and I think Dianzio is really showing off, like how it's like a sleeper pick where like it just lets Jackie be all over the map. Like, what are you gonna do when Varus doesn't need any help? So
Yeah, and they had nothing to stop. They have the Rakan, but Rakan has to help where the Pike goes. So
yep.
now you're stuck with the Karma versus a Varus, and that's not a good matchup. You don't win that matchup as a Karma. Unless you go all in and you build combo damage as Karma, you're not taking down that Varus. They needed help. They needed to shut down someone, and they simply couldn't in the early game. There was no focus on a single person to shut down. You know, Jace was trying his hardest, especially in the early game, but then Jarvan comes in, kills him, and Cassidy gets another kill, and then they get 2 kills to red team's nothing. You know, they prioritized very, very well, and I think blue team just couldn't find who they wanted to focus and shut down in the early game, and they couldn't shut down.
Yeah, I think Team Mustache, like I think they have a lot of promise, but there is a big difference between competitive and ranked, and I think the Echo made another pretty big he was the Zinzao in the last game. Pretty big ranked problem where he really wanted a scuttle, but he's Echo into Jarvan. And so he crosses mid, shows the Jarvan which scuttle he wants to go on, tries to take the scuttle, and from there 2 kills on a Cassidy, a Renekton, and a Jarvan. The game's kind of over around 1minute and 40 seconds after that fight. Sometimes when you're playing these slow jungles, all you do is full clear, you reset, you get your mana boots, and you're in a pretty good spot, you know. Maybe you're down the scuttle, but you're not down 2 kills to a early game jungler, you know. Something that I would probably be looking at if I was going back and VOD reviewing this is just it's the pacing. The pacing, it needs to be a lot slower than ranked. When every single like thing on the map, a scuttle crab, a tower, these are all objectives. And when you have these objectives, you need support to do it. So like if we want that scuttle, then Rakan needed a reset, and Rakan needed to be at that scuttle if we're really we really want it. So things to review, but overall, I think Team Mustache put up a pretty good fight, honestly, versus incredibly stacked MohLIEVERS. Like all these players have, I think most of them have actually hit like top 10 in North America even. So yeah, good series.
Yeah, no, they tried their best. They tried their best, and it's just simply like they're late. Again, like I said, their late game when the team fights came down, they played insane. But when you have a 20,000 gold difference because of how the laning phase went out,
You can't.
it's too much.
Yep.
But we'll go to Blaziken with the analysis, who does it, you know, better.
Does it great. Let's see him.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I want to highlight, because I think that Pierce was 100% correct with what he was talking about. So Echo, in my eyes, is comparative to somebody like Shen. And for those of you who don't know how Shen plays in China, Shen is a very slow clear jungler who tries to play around the map a lot using his ultimate, right? Where he can jump between areas. Echo sort of is similar to that, where he's going to try to play around the map a lot, make a lot of plays. And so what you have to do against these junglers, like the Jarvans, like the Vi's, right, who have these really early aggressive clears where they're trying to, hit level 5 really fast, get out onto the map, and get both scuttles so the enemy jungler can't hit level 5, you need to provide support. And so what we'll see a lot of the time is you need to provide support in terms of either A, you take one of your pushing lanes, and then you try to rotate that towards getting a scuttle. When we're talking about this, right, you'll notice what Pierce mentioned is 100% correct, where because Echo showed mid, he doesn't have support, they know where everybody is on the map. The Jarvan, who is a level ahead because he does have more camps than the Echo, is able to match the rotation, get there in time for that fight, and then knock Echo down a lot. And then as the support arrives, it's not the support from blue team that arrives first, right? When we're thinking about that fight, it's actually the Renekton who shows up first. And that Renekton is able to clean up some of those kills along with that Jarvan, putting them into a really commanding position into the game. The other thing that I wanted to highlight is the Jarvan's build. He went into a black cleaver, into the Fimbulwinter, into the Warmog's armor. And I want to specifically highlight the Fimbulwinter, as I think it's a really interesting tech. So, for those of you that are aware, and I'm assuming most of us are, you check the patch notes. The patch notes actually recently buffed Tank Jarvan, as our casters so rightfully mentioned, giving him that damage reduction in the ultimate. Usually before this, you'd see Jarvan, he'd really only play the lethality, going things like the Yomu's Ghost Blade into the Black Cleaver, into things like the Serpent's Bag. But now since Jarvan can build more of that tank route, he's taking advantage of the fact that Fimbulwinter gives him a lot of the health in terms of the stats that he wants, right? When we're looking at a lot of the Fimbulwinter passives, right, he can use both his shield, right, from his W and the Fimbulwinter Frozen Colossus shield, where if he immobilizes a champion using his EQ combo, he gets another shield as well. So what he'll do is he can jump in, use the Fimbulwinter shield, then use his ultimate, then use his W, making him virtually unkillable into the team fight. That's really all I have though, but what I don't have is a lot of money. That's why Budget Arcade Podcast is great, because finding a quality free-to-play game could be a daunting task. Let's face it, they aren't all Wild Rift and just great like this. That's where Budget Arcade Podcast is your savior and friend. They've done the work of rating and reviewing free-to-play games so you can avoid the traps of those predatory games. Listen free wherever you get your podcasts. Also, we have another great sponsor from Community Gaming.
As a child, you would wait and watch from far. dream. From dust. From dust. Wanna join me? Come and play, but I might shoot you in your face. Bombs and bullets will do the trick. What we need here is a little bit of panic. Do you ever wanna catch me? Right now I'm feeling ignored. So can you try a little harder? I'm really getting bored. Come on, shoot faster, just a little bit of energy. I wanna try something fun right now. I guess some people call it anarchy. Let's burn this city to ashes and see what about things. It's such pathetic neatness, but not for long 'cause you'll get jinxed. So much better, so much fun. Let's start from scratch and blow up the Come on, shoot faster, just a little bit of energy. I wanna try something
Welcome back. It's time. All right. That was
I was ready.
just the first taste. All right. That was Mustache's most Boba believers. Now we got Boba lovers versus Wnderland. We're in it. I'm excited. Are you excited?
I love Boba, so I'm very much excited to see. I'm rooting for Boba Lovers. I know I'm probably supposed to be neutral as a caster, but I hope they win because I could go for some boba right now, actually. I have to
Tapioca
think
or
about that.
popping boba? What kind of boba?
Usually I do the tapioca, but I don't mind the popping because, like,
I love popping.
yeah.
Tapioca is too sticky for me.
Before we get into our second match of the day, I think we're gonna do a little wheel spin here. So just make sure you're typing exclamation point, stalling, jam time in chat, okay?
All right.
Boba Lovers gets blue, okay? So Boba Lovers, my favorite team. Actually know some players on this. Happy, Ken, and Chelsea are all people that I've played with. So Happy will be playing top, Ken in the jungle, Chelsea in the mid lane, Penta and Phil on ADC and support. And our second team is my stalling voice, Wnderland, and we have blanks. Oh, I know this team as well. Oh, this should be our match of the day. Actually, I think it's a fairly even matchup. We have blanks, Aim, Faye, Boom, and ZZ. I'm not exactly sure their roles, so I'm not going to introduce that. But this should be quite the matchup we have here.
Okay, I'm excited. See, I don't know anyone. I am a turtle in a shell, and but it's always exciting to see. You know, you get a lot of these players that people know. You know, these aren't just randoms. These are people in the scene, in the community. You're seeing them. I'm not seeing them in my ranked games because I'm only diamond. I'm bad at this game, but I know they're up there. They're up there in the top games. You know, so it's gonna be fun. It's always fun to see. I'm sure both of these teams have done their homework on each other. Let's see the bands. I don't know who they play, but
So I've got some idea here. I can give a bit of an intro here. I think Blanks and ZZ should be in the bot lane. ZZ plays pretty even enchanter and supports, but before I even get the chance, I think we're already jumping into our first match of our second series.
That's right. Best of the 3. All right. It's never over until your Nexus gets destroyed twice. So we
Twice,
got time.
true. Yeah, we've
twice.
got plenty of time. Boba Lovers, they have the first pick here. We've talked about this. The blue team has a little bit more options in their pick band. Still gonna go with the Camille. I think it's decent band here. It's not necessarily first pickable, so it's smart to take it away. But no Vlad ban off the bat, so we might just see our first Vlad of the playoffs.
They got
Akali
2 more
banned here
bans.
for the red. Yeah, they do have 2 more bans. Shrouded is an Akali main. Okay, so they do have a sub here. So Shrouded is gonna be coming in here. He is his name is Shrouded, you know. But he has been a high elo Akali main for quite some time. Janna here. ZZ does play a decent amount of Janna. So targeted ban here onto the support.
Okay. And it's interesting to see because we talked about it a little, but like the blue team, by having that first pick, you know, you're not banning the overpowered champion because you can pick that champion first. That's why you'll never see blue team. They're not going to ban the Ornn. They're not going to ban the Vlad because they want to be able to pick that. And let's see, because we see a Master Yi ban on the side of red. They're not, so either Ornn or Vlad is slipping through the cracks. And I wonder if blue team's going to pounce on that because those are both, in my opinion, crazy champions.
So we're getting incredible target bans here from Wnderland. Ken was originally a Master Yi one trick. Hits Challenger most seasons playing Yi. But I think he plays more champions now. Katarina, I think, might be the second champ for Shrouded. So a lot of target bans here. There is a big benefit here in the drafting ideas when, like, you know, we have the Ornn who's powerful. We had the Vlad. The thing is, when you don't ban any of them, then you have the chance to pick one. Yumi gonna be first picked here. Interesting. So we have Vlad and Ornn here available for the red team. Have they even prepped this? The thing about OP champs is sometimes you don't practice them because you don't expect to play them, you know?
I'm sure they got a little bit of playtime under the belt, but the question is, do they know the counters? Do they know the way that they should lane against exact champions that they're going to go up against? That's where it all comes down to.
Nautilus gonna be picked up here. Okay.
Yes. And that's an interesting pick. Yumi, the way Yumi works is when she untethers from the champion she's in, she's able to body block the Nautilus hook off of the champion that Nautilus is actually going for. So she could be a little body block. It's actually a little annoying as a Nautilus player to go against the Yumi, but it's not gonna. Oh, there it is. So we got the Kai'Sa pick on the red side, a great champion, AD or AP, either way. But now on blue side, finally after 4 picks, we got the Vlad. So
A lot of healing here from the blue team though, so we'll probably see some healing reduction here. But
Yes.
Yumi Vlad in the late game is like insane. It's absolutely insane. So much
Yes,
damage.
it is.
I mean, Vlad can almost like triple kill by himself. You add the Yumi damage there, or the Yumi like adaptive damage to Vladimir. Like the scaling gets out of control. We have so much healing, and then we have a pretty safe ADC pick. We saw in our first match of the playoffs, the ADCs aren't too great into the APCs, but if we're both gonna play ADCs, you know, we've got the Kai'Sa and the Xayah. Oh, wait a second.
Could be Varus mid.
Could be Varus mid. I think it's probably actually gonna be the Varus bot though,
And the Kai'Sa
and
mid.
then the Kai'Sa mid. Yeah. I think that's more likely, honestly.
2 very
um,
situational champions. We did see that AD Varus last game. I
Yeah.
don't think we're gonna see it again. That was
Yeah.
very. Dienzio is, I feel like, the only person I can know that can pull something like that off. AP Varus is the number one thing being played
10
right now.
crit AP Varus hybrid build. I gotta kill. I won a competitive match. You know, we'll see the video soon. But I do think it's gonna be the Varus and the bot, just for the reason we talked about the APCs. It enables the Nautilus. Like you're picking these APCs for Varus. He counts as an APC. Just so the Nautilus can just get all over the map. We'll see ZZ roaming a lot.
And Kai'Sa works very well with that Nautilus as well.
yeah,
the way her
yeah.
passive works.
Yeah, and we'll do like pretty significant damage here. We've got our bands here. We've missed out on them. Mundo band, Wukong band. I believe Ken plays some of these in the jungle,
Yes.
so more target bands here from the red team. A lot of research going in here, and then the Gragas and Xin for the blue team. A lot of
Definitely
jungles banned here,
jungle-
man.
Yep, a lot of jungles. I mean, that's they're assuming that both sides don't have the jungle pick. I want to see a Nautilus jungle. I know for a fact that's a bot lane. Okay, 3 ADCs. If I don't see a Rammus, well, actually, if Kai'Sa goes AP and Varus goes AP, it doesn't matter. Actually, Rammus.
I believe that unfortunately it was an auto pick, so we'll see. I'm not exactly sure on the rules. I don't know if we can get an update. But that Jinx is definitely not supposed to be there. It counted down to 0, so we'll kind of go through here, you know, pretending that they have the triple ADC. That's exciting. Happy!
I'm so
about
happy.
Nunu.
Happy made me so happy. The Nunu jungle, great gank potential. Such a versatile champion. You can build AP or AD. He probably will go AD, but man, if he doesn't go Rod of Ages first item, I'm going to be solely disappointed because the amount of health, the amount of damage it gives you is nuts. Oh, the happy Nunu pick. Into the Scion pick for blue team. They got some big boys and a lot of damage with the Xayah and Vlad. And to top it all off, if any of them get fed, they have that Yumi to steamroll. Absolutely insane. I love that team comp from Boba Lovers. I hate Yumi, but I love that team comp.
That's definitely gonna work pretty well here. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they really have an answer to the Vladimir here, and I think especially if they're gonna have to sit with this draft, we're gonna have to cook something like Varus support, you know. So I'm a bit worried. It can work. It can definitely work, you know. Looks like Kai'Sa top. We're gonna get the Kai'Sa top, Varus mid, Jinx ADC, and the Nautilus in the caster lane. Okay.
You know, I'm not gonna count them out because Vlad's problem is he's ungankable. But if Varus can just poke that Vlad down and sustain it, maybe it's a good pick. I'm not a mid laner, so I don't know the matchups. Maybe they know it better than me. But Varus can poke that Vlad down, so we'll see.
All right.
And that's another problem though.
We do have they do have the potential to remake the draft, but they have to capitalize on it. So if this is going through, I'm excited to see our free ADC game. It's actually super exciting. It's fun. It's fun.
3 ADCs and 1 big boy Nautilus to cover all the damage.
Yep. They can start to melt through a Nunu and a Scion if they get ahead though. So like this game can go both ways, you know. If the Nunu and the Scion can get ahead at all, you know, they can steamroll the enemy ADCs. But if the Nunu and the Scion fall behind, you know, we've got the opposite thing where these triple ADCs just melt through them. Ooh, they have the Prestige Battle Cat Jinx skin. I don't think I've seen this skin in game. I'm actually pretty excited to see kind of some of the effects here.
Nunu, it's gonna be pretty hard for that Nunu to fall off early game. Nunu is so good early game with the ganks, with the bite on the chomp and the farming. It's so hard to lose. As long as you're at an objective with your Nunu, you won't lose that objective unless you've all died in that team fight.
Yeah, very
That's
true.
the only time. That's the
The
only
objective
time.
secure on Nunu is incredibly strong. One of the best.
It's
in the games.
basically the best. Yeah.
Yeah.
The only person I can think of that might be better is Evelyn, but that requires her ult to pop off, so she needs to save her ult. Nunu, it's just 1 Q and a smite, and you've taken that objective. And we're
The
gonna
first
see
dragon
this.
for sure.
Yeah, 100%. We're gonna see this. We have a lot of late game champions on red team side too. So blue team is gonna have to capitalize on that early game tremendously with that Nunu, that Scion, and the Xayah and Yuumi. They have great early game, but if Jinx, if Varus, if Gwen, if Quiet Kai'Sa, any of them come online, it's gonna be a problem.
Yeah, I mean, the Kai'Sa isn't traditionally seen in the Baron lane, but it's actually an incredibly strong matchup here into the Scion. Like, he's going to be struggling most of this game. He'll scale, right? Particularly if he goes tank, but if he doesn't go something like Steel Cap's like first item, his lane could get like absolutely trashed. It'll give the Gwen time to scale. I mean, we've literally got winning lanes for every single. Yeah, Honeyfruit already down at minute 10.
Already. And he still has less health than that Kai'Sa, even after popping that Honeyfruit. He is going to have a world of pain waiting in store for him unless that Nunu can go in for the gank. But again, Kai'Sa, as an ADC, she has a lot of mobility. She has a lot of ways to counter a Nunu snowball. She just used her little movement speed, though.
Gets slowed by the Scion. Gets knocked up.
There it is.
Snowball's in.
This is why I love Nunu, baby.
Wait, in the bot lane, though, Xayah does die to the Ignite of ZZ. I mean, Gwen has the invade now. We'll get the extra Krugs. Happy
Let's see
is
if they go
stuck
for it.
under turret here.
Yuumi, the
What do
poor
we do
cat.
here?
Oh my
it looks
god,
like
nowhere
she's
to
gonna
go.
make it out. Oh,
No, she's
Jinx
not.
getting a couple autos
No,
to
she
get
is not.
a kill onto the Jinx. Very important for the acceleration here. Blanks resetting, playing safe here.
Yeah,
I mean,
to be able to
red
escape
team
that.
looking a little overextended. Can the snowball
Trying to
runs
catch
out
something.
right there?
Oh, there's
It's
nothing to
easy.
catch except
Gets
a
the
giant
Rudolph.
man in a submarine costume. Yeah.
Nautilus able to peel out for them there. We're looking at a pretty healthy gold lead here from the bot lane. Yuumi behind isn't great, you know?
No, especially, and this Scion is going to be so far behind, and Kai'Sa's going to be able to be there for the team fights for the dragon. I already know, but look at this.
Get snowball into the ult, flashes out,
Into the ult, into the
ignite,
kill. Beautiful.
takes
This
him
is why
down.
I'm going to be
10
talking
all
about
over
this.
this map. Yeah, he's
And
good.
Scion's
He's taking over the game.
Yep.
Looking to
Scion's
take
gonna
him
go
down. The pathing isn't great here
Oh,
from the
wait,
Kai'Sa. The
wait.
passive doesn't take him
my
out.
God.
She's confused. What happened? She ran into him and then out of him and then back into him and then goes to the gray screen along with the Scion.
She
Great
used her
return
E
kill.
to kill the Scion and then had no movement speed to escape the Scion's little passive. He runs so fast like a brick house. He's the Kool-Aid man coming in. A flash into the hook, into an ult on this. Xayah's gonna try. Oh, she's gonna get
He's
the kill.
out.
Yumi's not
Yuumi
even
should
on
be able
her.
to go back in.
Oh, he's getting the
support
ult,
from red
stuns
team.
it. There's no flash on this Nautilus. He's got nowhere to go but to
It looked so
heaven.
bad.
Oh my
And then it
goodness.
didn't.
Wow.
This game so back and forth, but I mean, that's really big now that this red team. I think it was kind of the shining star.
Yeah.
Gwen popping ulti though,
Oh
pops
my
the ghost,
goodness.
looking to run down this. Look, they ran
Scion.
away this time from the Scion passive.
Wait.
Oh, wait. It just barely gets out. I
a
mean, we
choo-choo.
needed this Kai'Sa to get ahead.
Oh, look at them. They're ganking this Jinx behind his own tower. Nowhere to go. This Nunu absolutely everywhere, making sure they can take so much. Look at all this armor place they're gonna get because of this.
Yeah, 3 plates here going over to the Zaya, the Yumi, and the Nunu. I mean, this Nunu's been all over the map. Gwen finally does get something done.
He didn't know. Oh, he had to flash out. He didn't know Nautilus was there, but he escapes. Oh, he takes a rockets to the face, but it doesn't matter. Look at Nunu, man. He doesn't care. Look at the damage on that.
Takes out the Darius.
He's not even building AP. He went tank Nunu. I'm sad, but still, this is better than anything. Oh, but Nunu does go down.
I will say though, Gwen isn't picking up these kills. It's very unfortunate. Fed Gwen would be better than most of the characters on their team. 3 assists here, not what you want to see, but we are back in the game much more even than our previous series, and I'm excited to see us go the distance.
Yeah, this is definitely a close game, especially in the laning phase.
Knockup hits the Kaisa.
Yeah. Kaisa taking a lot of damage, but with the little combo by Sion, you know. And Gwen, even though she has 3 assists, she's not too far behind this Nunu, who has been everywhere on the game. So it's not exactly like she's out of the game. She's just not online yet. But look at that damage. They're going for this dragon. But Nunu,
I mean, Nunu
you gotta flash for this.
He doesn't have it.
Oh, he steals it. It doesn't matter. Oh no, all that hard work, the true damage, the scissors doing too much damage. Nunu taking that dragon, and now, I mean, at the end of the day, it's only Ocean Dragon. It's not too
arguably
important.
The worst dragon. Maybe the Ice Dragon is just as bad, but
I like Ice Dragon, to be fair, especially as a Nunu player. The ability haste is pretty good. I don't like Ocean Dragon, but now they're gonna go for this Rift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Rift Herald is up.
Yeah,
we have the Gwen ult down though. Yumi ult is down as well.
Look, they're gonna take this dragon, this turret in the process though. They don't get the Rift Herald, but they get the turret.
It was only 2 plates though. They did take several plates before this.
Yes.
Gwen should get a lot of this gold here. It doesn't even look like he's gonna share it with Varus, so that's so much gold into the pocket of the Gwen. I mean, I don't know if you do this, but like, I know I'm supposed to drop the Herald mid, but what I do when I'm jungling is I go to whatever lane has no one in it, so I can get all the turret plates to myself. And boom here, doesn't share any of that turret plate gold with anyone else, but I'll take a Fed Gwen over Fed Varus, honestly. Varus can always play from behind.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Gwen told everyone in the voice chat to go away from the Rift Herald. They wanted the gold for themselves. Because you know what, a Fed Gwen is good. But even now, Gwen's still only on par with Nunu. Nunu has been everywhere. He has been a menace. They got the dragon. They got a lot of gold. They got a lot of turrets. So let's see how it goes. And that Sion switching lanes already. So you see the Sion bot with this Varus.
So he's playing weak side. So like an idea that's like pretty popular and competitive is like, what's the difference between weak and strong side? So the Zaya and the Yumi in the top lane here, they want to take this turret, but we have a fight on our hands.
A lot of damage. Look at Nunu going in. He gets the root. Oh, they stun Nunu out of his ult. I believe he does not have ult anymore. Gwen is running for her life though. Look at the Yumi trying to go for the poke. It's not enough. Oh, but Jinx all alone, nowhere to go. She's gone.
I mean, that rotation through the jungle hasn't even finished her first item yet.
Nope.
You could maybe say she's close to full build, only needing 2 more items to finish it, but other people might say she hasn't built the full item. Taking a look at some of these builds in the meantime, though, I mean, we've got the Stormmail on the Nautilus. It will work against the Zaya, but no one else, I think. So,
not too much. I mean, it works against the Nunu and Vlad. The thing with Vlad, though, you can build
the healing.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so silly. You know what? Thornmail is a great purchase here. Actually, very heads-up play here. There's a big difference between Thornmail and Bramble. For like tank champions, when you CC an enemy with we have a team fight here, Verzal goes out just for the disengage. But Thornmail, when you CC an enemy, will apply the grievous wounds. You don't have to get hit. So Nautilus can apply that to everyone. Yeah, with his ult.
Okay. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, you have to CC. You have to like immobilize or something.
Okay, and that's not too bad. You get that, and you get the anti-heal. It's good for the Nunu. It's decent for the Vlad. Vlad, you really want magic resist for mostly.
Yeah.
That's how you slow down his healing and his damage. That's specifically what we want. Look at this Nunu coming in with the snowball, looking for this gank. Is he gonna get it? He had forced the flash. It's good enough. And he's catching someone else. Gwen is caught in the fray, but look at that. She's got a lot of healing too. They're gonna have to build their own version of anti-heal too.
Yeah,
This
one
Gwen is gonna
thing.
get it. Yeah.
One thing about the Gwen that I find incredibly frustrating is all the true damage she does. So like it's so hard to itemize against her. So especially with all these ADCs, there's just not much you're gonna be able to do versus this Gwen if she's able to make it there.
Yep.
We
The
do
only
have
item that I can
a
think of is Frozen
Yeah?
Heart, but that's
Frozen Heart.
armor
Yeah,
too.
that is a decent, but the attack speed. You're right. It is
Exactly.
very heads up play. A lot of people don't think about that. The attack speed probably is the correct counter. 5,000 gold lead here, I believe, for the blue team. This matchup that was supposed to be so good for the Kaisa with the Nunu pressure. I mean, he's down almost 1,000 gold here.
Yeah. They're going for this dragon. 2 dragons. Ice dragon. They're gonna go for it. Look at Varus doing a little poke, doing what he can. Simply
Maybe
not
seeing
enough.
if he can steal, but
Yeah. Going any Hail Mary is something I would throw, you know? And look, now they're gonna catch this Varus in the bot lane, and they got it. Absolutely insane. The Scion, you know, he was being bullied in the early game, and now he has become the bully himself in the bot lane. He simply switched to that weak side like you were talking about, and now he's strong. That's it.
yeah, he swapped to the weak side, but he still got the gold. Very impressive.
Yeah.
From Fim here. One of the few names I actually don't know from this game, and they're competing at a really high level here. Very proud of him.
Yeah, they're
Going
doing
up.
very well. We're seeing that. And then Gwen, again, you know, they haven't gotten any kills or assists since, I believe, 4 minutes. Oh my god, the ult onto the Yumi. I don't know if I like that, but we'll see that. Guys is going in, trying to do some damage. Look at this Vlad tanking. Absolutely tanking. And it's good to see the anti-heal is doing some work against this Vlad. He's honestly not been too much of a problem in these fights, I feel like. He's 2-0. But what I'm scared of more right now is the Scion. It's the Nunu, and that's exactly what I'm looking at. Look at this Nunu, full health.
What's our answer?
Frontlining.
What's
There's
our
no
answer
answer
to
for
these? Like they're starting to get ahead. We talked about it. It's
Yep.
very scary to fight these 2 massive beef lords from the blue team. There's no penetration build here from the red team yet. We're not gonna get that for at least another item, maybe 2 more items. I mean, it doesn't even fit in the AP Kaisa build. It
This is
doesn't
so weird to see.
particularly fit in the Gwen build. Yeah, I know. We're working. It looks like 36k to 43k. That is almost 8,000 gold diff here
Yeah.
for the blue
Look
team
at that
with 2
wave
dragons.
clear. That Scion wave clear is absolutely insane. Look, oh wait, red team is trying to do something at Baron. And blue team's pinging it. They're all going for it. They think they're there, but no, they're recalling. There's just nothing
Probably
you
one
can
of the
do.
plays
Yeah.
that they could make, you know, but it's a Hail Mary. So they're going to say, we have 3 ADCs. Maybe we scale it out, you know. But
They're just
I don't-
praying for late game at this point, honestly. Gwen has been power farming since minute 4 because that's all that they're looking for. You have 2 double quarter pounders on the blue team, basically. Like there's nothing to go through on those guys. They are beefy, and Nunu is doing so much damage, even though he's building tank right now. So
Yeah, I
what
know.
do? You wait for the late game. You wait for Gwen's true damage to become an absolute
Have a
problem.
gank here. Yumiel comes out after the
Jinx is
snowball.
running for her life. Running. She gets
Almost
the
makes it.
heals. Nunu with the flash ult. I think it's gonna be enough to get it, and it is. But Gwen's stuck in a hard place.
more
Oh no,
W.
Zaya gets another kill.
We're
Blue
looking
team
to get
Yeah.
objective bounties here in the top lane, but I think we're gonna get 1, maybe 2 objective
2
bounties
inhibs
for
right
2 inhibitors. I
But
mean,
we
that
see
goes
Gaza in the
crazy.
top lane by herself. She's going for her own objective. Yeah, she's going for her own. But I don't know. They're going for Nexus right now. They have turret armor, which is a thing until 16 minutes. But I think they're going through it.
Yo, got
Wait.
another wave crashing here soon
Wait.
in the bot lane. It's 800,
Oh,
600, it's 52.
Oh
and
my
that is
God.
GG.
Wow.
I don't think the Kaiser expected them to end. She stayed just a little bit too long there in the top lane.
Yes.
I don't know what you do for mental here. I think the draft error was very unfortunate. They need to be very careful in this next game. But I do not think that they expected the game to end how it did.
I didn't expect it, and I was watching it happen. So I completely understand where that Kaiser's coming from. She was going for that objective bounty, trying to farm her way. They were just too much of a late game team. You have Jinx, Ferris, Gwen, and Kaiser, all late game powerhouses, but you have no one for the early. You have
Yeah.
what? Nautilus? That's it. And Nautilus does what? He doesn't do damage. He does CC, and that's all he does. And you can see, look at that Nautilus sustain 7,000 damage per life.
Yep.
He's
I
tanking
mean,
as much as he can, but wasn't enough.
yeah, but you just don't have any pressure outside of that. Like
Exactly.
who realistically follows up the Nautilus ult? Maybe you get a Varus ult with it, and maybe you get the Kai'Sa ult in, but like, what are we going in on? You know, like very
Yeah.
very balanced comp here from the Boba lovers, and we'll say, you know, Boba lovers, you know, we do it right, I guess. So
This is your fault. It's because you shouted out the Boba.
use
You know?
caster curse. Yeah, I mean, sheesh, like.
I mean, but at the end of the day,
Unlucky.
we called it out, that the team comp that Boba lovers had, they got two big powerhouses. You have the Nunu for the early game and the gank, and then
Yep.
you have the Vladimir for the late game scales, which you could see was getting there. He had the second most damage next to that Zaya, and then you have the Yumi able to sustain anybody who they think is about to die. And
I mean, I think
Yeah.
that Ken just took over this game too. Like that really can't be like taken away from. Like Ken ganked top, then he ganked mid,
yeah,
then he ganked bot, and then I think he ganked top again. Like absolutely took over the game, shut down the Kai'Sa, who had a very strong matchup by that 5 camp into gank. You know, absolutely my MVP there for this game.
that's right. And yeah,
Um,
and I mean, other than
Only
that,
points
that
off
early game.
was for not building AP. You know.
Yeah, I was about to say that exactly. They would have won faster if they went AP, but you know,
True.
you
Yeah.
can't have it all. I'm not
Mhm.
gonna deduct points. I'm just happy to see that Nunu. And now
Absolutely.
we're gonna hear Blaziken talk about that Nunu. All right, I'm happy to hear that too.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk about the Nunu, but there's a lot to talk about in this game, honestly. We have what I would consider one of the biggest draft jungle in this tournament, right? We see that Jinx come out, and it just does not look great. And so I actually want to talk a little bit more about this draft, because this was entirely unlike anything we've seen in this tournament, right? We see for the bans, we see Camille. We've seen her banned every single game, so that's not a huge surprise. But then we see Janna and Olaf, right? And then on the red side, we see the Akali, the Master Yi, and the Katarina. And you're like, okay, this is weird, right? First of all, we haven't seen that Vladimir that we've been talking up. We haven't seen the Ziggs ban that we also talked up a bunch. The Ornn, we also talked up a bunch. And it's like, okay, well, where are they going to go with it? Then you see a B1 Yumi. So, first of all, I'm not a huge fan of the B1 Yumi, right? And I think of something I want to B1, and what I've heard a lot of other coaches and analysts say is you want to B1 something that's either really, really strong, right? Like that Vladimir, or like that Ornn, or that's a multi-role flex, right? You heard Pierce earlier talking about the Gragas, where if you pick that Gragas first on blue, it doesn't really tell your enemy what you're doing, so you can't counterpick as well. They pick the Yumi. Okay, cool. Then we see a really good response from red side in terms of the draft. I like the Nautilus in response to the Yumi, right? You can lock down whoever that Yumi is on top of and try to burst them down and make that Yumi really, really hard to play. And then you see the Kai'Sa, another really good pick, just a great ADC to pair with the Nautilus, right? But then I think the response from blue here really makes this draft impossible to win for red side. This Vladimir Zaya combo, and you know, we've been talking down ADCs, but I'm gonna get to that in a second, right? Vladimir, very hard to gank, right? You can't get on top of him. So the Nautilus who's trying to engage, who's trying to get on top of somebody, and same with that Kai'Sa, right? When she uses her ultimate to try to get on top of someone, she just can't get on top of them. The Zaya as well, right? Even though we've been talking about how ADCs aren't actually that great, Zaya and Jin are probably the only two ADCs that have actually seen play in China. And the reason for that is specifically because Zaya is one of the ADCs that is really, really hard to gank, right? Once she hits level 6 and gets that ultimate online, you can't get on top of her, right? If you all remember, we had that scene where Gragas and Jinx were sitting in that bush. The Yumi and the Kai'Sa walk up without knowing, Nautilus flash ults immediately, but since Kai'Sa's level 6, when they try to follow up onto that ultimate, she just pops her ultimate, ignores all of that immediate burst, and then it's a 1v1 between a Nautilus, or it's a 2v2 between the Nautilus and the Jinx, who aren't super strong at that point, versus a Xayah and a Yuumi. And even though Xayah isn't super strong at that point, the Yuumi and the healing she provides makes it really, really hard to play the game. And that's where I think that this draft was actually lost, right? Because even like the Gwen on R4 obviously isn't very good, but even before that, she's just playing in further to the theme that Red Side has drafted into, which is just really hard engage comp. But Blue has this really, really hard anti-dive comp, right? With someone like the Nunu and the Scion, they're just big, beefy walls to stand in front of your carries, your Vlad and your Xayah. And even if you do get on top of those carries, right, you get through those big tanks, it's really, really hard to actually kill the Vlad and the Xayah because of the ultimates. That's all I have. I'm pretty sure we're going to throw it to a quick break, and then we'll be right back with Game 2. We'll see if what these teams try to adjust in terms of draft and how they want to play the game.
And now you're playing with matches, come out of the ashes underneath you. A million voices in the crowd, they're screaming, stop now. Well, let them swallow the pride, you're turning the tide to true believers. Got them in the palm of your hand, you're playing God now. What you gonna do now? It's your reflection looking back to pull you down. So are you gonna die today or make it out alive? You gotta conquer the monster in your head and then you'll fly, fly, Phoenix fly. It's time for a new empire. Go bury your teammates, then tear down the ceiling. Phoenix fly. What you gonna do So are you gonna die today or make it out alive? You gotta conquer the monster in your head and then you'll fly, fly, Phoenix fly. It's time for a new empire. Go bury your teammates, then tear down the ceiling. Phoenix fly.
The lies I tell myself help push it away, and I'm chasing whispers before they all just fade. So how can I leave it all behind when I refuse to watch it fall to dust? I will find a this porcelain mirage may start to break. Each piece a reminder, every single little mistake. So how can I leave it all behind when I refuse to watch it fall to dust? Tell me why it won't ever be the same. I'll burn And every time I close my eyes, a little less of you remains. I know you're slipping further from me now. Am I too far away? Tell me why I won't ever feel the same. I'll try everything until you're back again. I'll find a way back to you. I'll find a
Oh, okay. Welcome back.
Yeah.
Sorry, you go.
No, you do it. I did it twice already.
Okay, welcome back to our second series of the day. We have Boba Lovers, my favorite, versus Wnderland, game 2. Boba Lovers were able to take the first game, but I do want to take a little step back to the draft of the first game, and it seems there was a little bit of a mistake, so I think we do have a series on our hands. It was really well played from Boba Lovers. I think they completed the game excellently, but I'm excited to see Wnderland without 3 ADCs.
Hey, listen, in my solo games I have 4 ADCs, so I'll be happy with 3 ADCs on my team. I don't know.
Oh Lord, you are so correct, dude. You're right. 3 ADCs is actually good, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a bonus for me. My support isn't an ADC, my mid, everything. So, you know what? As long if they get 2 ADCs, that's even better. So
Yeah,
we'll see.
I mean, 2 ADCs is good, right? We were talking about it. I like the Varus maybe in the bot lane. I think they had a good draft here. It's just, you have you're picking for other people in the custom drafts, and it gets really tough.
Yeah.
But we have our next draft ready, right?
We're gonna be off to the next draft. Let's see what they ban. If I see a Nunu ban, I'm going to be screaming. I'm going to scream into this mic for the next 30 minutes if they ban Nunu. So I don't want to see.
We're Nunu enjoyers here on the desk,
Yes,
so
We'll see that. And we were talking. I was talking about it. I said, that Vlad didn't really feel like the problem in those team fights necessarily, but in the late game he does become that problem. So you ban that?
I think they have a really smart draft, and I like that. Like they were definitely doing some very targeted bans here. We're swapping sides now, right? So their target bans become much more effective here, right? Onto the on the blue side, okay? I mean it's the exact same bans though. It's just swap sides. We have the Kali, the Yi, and the Camille Jana. So we get the Katarina, and then we'll probably finish off here with the Olaf, I guess. That's what they banned last time.
That's exactly what they banned last time. Yep.
So now the question is, do you think they picked Yumi?
Yumi was a problem in those fights actually. Now that you think about it, the sustain that she gave the carries was absolutely insane, and I feel like they were focusing that Yumi a little too much too.
Yeah.
So we'll see. And the Aatrox does slip through, and that's their first pick. Aatrox is an absolute powerhouse. Not a single Vlad, not a single Ornn or Aatrox ban that we're seeing. So it's
Ornn went through the whole last draft, so it might not be a big pick for these two teams. With the Vlad, I mean, I would fully expect just Vlad Yumi here. I think we just run it back. I think
honestly, yeah.
We did struggle a lot in that bot lane though, if you do remember. So they are gonna have to clean up how the bot lane plays. I know Happy's a jungler, so he might literally be first timing Yumi right now. And that does show it shows in the lane phase much more than in the mid to late game, Because as much as people joke, there are intricacies to like playing the Yumi, you know,
Yeah, there's
in the
definitely
lane
intricacies,
phase.
yeah.
Yeah.
But the floor for a Yumi is still so much higher than the floor of any other champion, in my opinion. That's what makes her such a problem. Anyone can be good with her, really, if you like, not insane, but
Yeah.
may
Yeah.
be a problem. You know.
There's a little more of a skill ceiling than people give her credit for. People say skill floor, skill ceiling in the same spot. AFK on your carry, but we do get 2 more picks, and I want to highlight Fez because he was playing range top, and he's not a range top player. He's like a bruiser player. I think he's played some Singe before, but another challenger top lane. Boom is on Volibear now too, so
Okay.
we've got tanks now. We
Yes.
we have a front line.
And these
For
are scary tanks.
Wnderland. Yeah.
This isn't a Nautilus, all right? This isn't just I can't move. This is I can't move and I'm dying, you know?
Gonna get the Riven here. Could flex to the jungle. Recently was nerfed in the jungle a little bit, but it didn't really affect her too much, honestly. She's still very playable there.
Mhm.
Probably will see her in the top though, but Riven jungle is still viable. Bans here. I want to maybe see a Karma ban actually from this red team. I think ZZ would, so they're gonna start banning enchanters.
They're the enchanters, yeah.
We'll get the
I would
Lulu.
Which
what
is a
about
great
for
ban
this-
for that Kaizen.
Yeah. Okay, I know you'd hate to say it, but do we look to maybe ban the Nunu here?
No.
Just to make things easier. No?
No.
Oh. They ban it anyways.
Why? They're listening. They're here.
Yeah, they're listening. Okay. Maybe Karma here. Could be like another Soraka. Okay, that was what I was gonna think, but I just know ZZ a little better, so I think Karma was a better ban. They can't really pick it either, so I think Karma with this Aatrox and Volley might be incredibly scary. Just have a giant bear and a demon running at you, with the Kaisa follow-up, so the little cat might struggle a little bit. We'll have to see as we go through. The Varus, second ban here for the blue team.
That's a good ban. The Nunu ban was an atrocious ban, but the Varus ban is a good ban.
Okay,
I'll give
yeah.
them that.
All right, yeah.
I think especially in the last game they won it, but the Varus definitely was doing some damage, being around, trying to steal that first dragon, being a little thing. But and then
so they banned the Mundo last game. Remember, in this second phase. So Ken, I believe, is playing more Mundo than he is playing Master Yi this season. So he is kind of on a comfort pick. As shocking as that is to sound. And I think Mundo's a massively underrated jungler. He's not like S tier, but he's a very strong jungler for what he does. Similar to Nunu. So I get that you like him, yeah.
I used to be a top 50 Mundo main. He's very good. The one thing that he does need, if you want him to be a problem in those team fights, is you need CC. The only CC you have right now is Riven and the Yumi ult. When Yumi ult is online every 20 seconds basically, but I feel like you need your last pick to be a lot more CC capabilities,
Okay, so we're gonna actually pick up a Braum here, and then we're gonna probably get the Tristana mid and the Kaisa bot. That's what I expect, but Braum Tristana is a very good bot lane combo too. We're not really gonna pick up any more CC here from the Jinx CC. Like you talked about.
It's probably gonna be a Mundo Baron lane most likely in the Riven jungle. So a Mundo Baron lane probably doesn't need as much CC. You're doing that poke, and it's pretty good against the Aatrox if Aatrox is gonna be the Baron laner as well.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct. So it looks like we're getting the Riven jungle. The Tristana is going mid, like I mentioned. And yeah, we've got it's gonna be AP Kaisa, of course, right? Volibear does some AP, but the Kaisa will definitely be going AP with this Tristana mid. And
but I
who are
definitely
your
like
favorites
this team
here?
I don't know. I like this team comp a lot better from Wnderland. They took away one of the ADCs. They went down to 2, and they got the Braum able to stop a lot of damage. I don't know if Braum shield stops a Yumi ult. I believe it doesn't, but he's still gonna be able to.
It's multiple things. Yeah, I think it blocks the first one if it works, but not. It might. I don't know. Anyways, we'll see. We'll find out in game together. I'm excited. Let's jump into game 2 of our last series of the day.
Let's make that a prediction. Do you guys think Braum stomps a Yumi ult?
Okay, yeah.
I don't think it does. But it's a
all
lot
right,
better.
so
They
the-
have damage dealers.
Yeah, the Yumi and Happy and Nevermind really struggled last match with their bot lane. They got dived, they got taken down, but ultimately able to recover and scale. Let's kind of pay attention to how they kind of do the lane.
Yep.
It looks like Jinx is heading top. It's gonna be
Minions have spawned.
Oh,
an
they're
accident.
doing a switch? They're doing a switchies? Oh, it might be an accident.
It is looking like an accident. In ranked it tells you where to go, but it doesn't tell you where to go in custom games.
Oh, you're right.
So that can happen for sure.
I know he's getting
perhaps-
flamed in chat.
That's what teammates do, They
They're pinging his ultimate, not yet learned.
We're gonna probably miss at least a minion here. That is relevant.
Definitely a minion. Yeah, and they know that, and they're gonna push this lane. She's
Yep.
back. Looking
So
and we're gonna see
not
this
the
again.
end of the game, but
it's not.
It's something, especially when we talked about them struggling in the previous game.
But we've almost it's almost very similar. They have a mix of early game champs and late game champs now. But the thing is, Kai'Sa and Jinx are both very late game oriented champs. But that Braum is really helping out Wnderland with that early game compared to the Yumi, who's going for the heals. But I don't know if you're gonna be able to counter the all in that you'll have with a Braum and a Kai'Sa. So they have a good. I feel like Wnderland has a much better ADC bot lane now. But
Yeah.
we'll see. At the end
I
of
mean,
the
I
day-
just love that they swapped from 3 back lines to 3 front lines. That's
they learned their lesson.
I think it's literally so hard to play the game when you're in a situation like that. I think they did their best, and I'm excited to see the mental fortitude to come back with such a strong draft.
Yeah.
Not much is happening in these lanes, like we've kind of been talking about.
Yep.
What do we think about their level, their 5-minute power spikes? Who do we think's gonna win these fights?
Oh, 100%.
Once we get to the
Wnderland,
dragon.
I feel like.
You think
I feel like
Wnderland? Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
once you get level 5, you have the Aatrox ult coming online, which is horrifying. You have the Volley Bear ult coming into any turret that he deems necessary to kill. Then you have the Braum ult to absolutely stun you in the tracks. I definitely.
Volibear's
scared.
hitting level 5 here. We've got a
Very
wave
soon.
pushing here into the red jungle. In
And
the Chinese games, you'll just see this volley just ult onto the
Look,
tower, and
he's
all
looking
of them
for it.
die.
He's looking for
He's
it at
looking.
bot lane. He flashed in. He flashed in.
He
He's
still has
going.
the ultimate. He's gonna be able to pop
Hey,
this
kill
on
the cat
turret.
first. He still has it. Jinx has no way to peel out. She already used her W's, I believe. They're looking
Riven's
for something.
mid.
They're waiting for the minions.
Wait, they're not
he's
even gonna come down.
Wow.
Jinx just loses all of this gold. All she can do is potentially W the minute she misses that.
Yep.
They get one plate and they leave. But mid lane's just getting blasted. Ken
Okay.
dies to the Tristana. Flash
gets the-
Ignite traded for Flash Smite. I mean, Riven getting accelerated is very scary, but Tristana is as
Yeah.
well.
That was a very weird jump by that Tristana, but she got the kill. She
Yeah.
died for it. But as a Tristana, as an ADC person, I'm okay with trading like that. You just want to level up, hit that power spike, and just do so much damage. But Riven hitting a power spike is also nothing that you want to trifle with. Her stuns, her CC, her dashes are just the most annoying things on the planet. A good Riven doesn't die.
Yeah, so Riven is able to get gold, but the thing is that if Riven just hadn't died there, Tristana was missing I think a wave and a half at least of
Yep.
gold. So she is able to trade 1 for 1 there, and it's a very good trade for you. Like you said, first of all, it's giving an ADC a kill, but she would have been so far behind if they just kind of AFK'd and just took tower plates, that aggression kind of punishing Ken there.
Definitely.
Tristana is down, several hundred gold here, but it could have been more, right?
It punishes the Riven, but I guess in the long term, especially when you're playing competitive, and you trust your teammates, it's helping out the Vladimir immensely, which is,
very
something
true.
you want to help the Vladimir out a little bit. You trust him. He's your homie.
Trades going back and forth here in the top lane, not much happening. Aatrox is actually going to go, he's not going to go for an armor pen item here. Oh, did you see that? Blanks actually is honey fruit.
Yeah.
That's not something you see too often anymore.
The honey fruit rune.
The honey
Yeah.
fruit rune, yeah. It's just like you
Yep.
miss out on like you know, basically another damage rune or something. Trey's just going back and forth here. We can't quite tell the Jinx's gold, but I suspect the Kai'Sa's a couple hundred gold ahead after that kill and denying the
Definitely.
Jinx minion.
We'll
Has
see
enough
if it-
gold for the Manamune. Gonna get a reset here. Finish up that Manamune at 450. It's a little bit of a laid back for competitive. We need to be thinking like ahead here. Same for the Jinx. Jinx isn't even gonna back though. They're just gonna start
No.
Dragon. They
They
have
got
some
3
sort of
people.
idea.
They have 4 people there. They're just going for it. They don't even need the items. And honestly, that's a fair assessment. Look at this. Absolutely deleting this. They're gonna trade, get the Ice Dragon. I like Ice Dragon, you know, but this early game, it's gonna be a problem because now they have to survive the gold difference that's gonna be held from this Rift Herald.
Mundo
flashing
flashes.
out. Yep.
Got
Has
a
to
little
escape,
scared there. I think Lost is passive. You know, you have to be careful once you lose the passive there.
especially against the Volibear. He's got a lot of CC. It got a lot of slows.
Absolutely. Wait, Kai'Sa's all by herself down here in the bot lane. Yumi pops the
She's
ult.
so
Jinx
low.
is all on her down. Jinx has to flash in, but now they're overextended. Brahm's coming in. Will be able to stack this passive with Blanks being able to jump right over. This should be a 1-for-2 trade for the Tristana.
They're gonna go
and the
for it.
Tristana is
Yep.
back in this game with
Yep.
that overextension from Jinx.
Just like that, she gets what 600 gold at least.
At least.
Yes. At least she's back on par with the Vladimir. She has to
Vlad
deal with the
drops the
Vladimir.
pool.
Volibear ulting for his life, not for the kills. Oh, he still goes
Oh,
down.
dive
Aatrox-
to the Sanguine Pool from the Vlad.
Damn.
Damn,
Volibear going
indeed.
down.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah.
I mean, Vlad picks up a kill after the great roam here from
Yeah.
Tristana. I mean, overextension from Boom, and we're putting Vlad. He is the most gold in the game now.
Yeah, he's
That's
got a
not
lot of.
something you
And,
want to see on a scaling champ.
no, and Aatrox is doing a lot of damage, but he's not finishing. He's still 0-0-0, nowhere on the kill board right now. He's a menace, but he's being respected as that, and so he can't do anything about that right now. Mundo
Yeah.
able to. Aatrox is actually a very good pick into a Mundo because you have 3 stunners right in your queue. So you're proccing that passive really well, really early, and then you're just doing a bunch of damage to him. But it's just not enough right now. He hasn't gotten the early game kills, and now we're seeing this slowly slip, slowly.
Still no healing reduction from the side of. I guess we've got a Bramble for Braum, but I mean, Kai'Sa literally cannot build healing reduction. It's like
Nope.
basically impossible.
we're
But
seeing
Trish
it-
can, Volley can, Aatrox can. I really want to see this coming up in the next before the next dragon for certain. It just has
We're gonna
to be
see some
done.
shenanigans too. If you look closely, if you look at the bottom, Brahm's item is Sea Jar. I
Mm.
hate that item with the burning passion, but hey, this is competitive where you can actually tell your teammates on microphone, hey, I'm dropping a heal plant.
Yeah.
So let's see if this Sea Jar, they're playing interesting. It's very interesting to see. You know, I want that Aatrox to get anti-heal though. I don't know why they haven't gotten it yet.
I'm a Sea Jar enjoyer, but it's really not that great of an item. And you definitely need to build like Warmogs first. I mostly build Sea Jar just to annoy Mally, and then I tell him I've got my jar, and then he groans, you know. But you can do some fun things. You can. My favorite thing is you can put a blast cone
Oh,
in an objective pit. Oh, but we have a little dive here. Volibear has his ult. The
Volibear
pool
has
is
it.
popped mid too.
he's
See if
ready.
we can get the
Is he
camera
going for it?
top.
He got it. But again, it's Mundo. Mundo's passive gets procced. He flashes out to survive. He gets out and gets away, but they're taking this turret. But look, he's got backup. He's got his gang coming in. His posse.
And with the
Go
Yumi,
for
he's
it.
looking to go
and
in.
the Yumi
ult.
with the Riven, they're going for it, but they have no anti-heal. Aatrox pops his
Oh,
ult.
they
He's
CC
got a lot of
they CC
healing.
the Yumi.
Oh my god! They get the... Wait! It's so close! It's so close! Volibear gets a kill! It's so close! Can he get the other one? Not enough. The Yumi sustain is too much.
Oh.
That was a close team fight. It's 2 for 1.
Oh, they were able to kill Vlad in the mid though, so
Yeah.
it's 2 for 2 cross map. Not the worst play considering they were able to get that tower first. No one is in the mid lane to protect this Kai'Sa. That's a low mid turret. They're gonna respect the Riven on the reset, and,
Yeah.
and Kaisa won't quite push. I think that's a very smart choice. I might have jumped the gun there.
We got 20 seconds on this Infernal Drag.
20 seconds on this Infernal Drag. 2 items completed on this Riven. I mean, it might have been a 2-for-2 cross map, but I think that was 2 kills for the Riven, and she's just huge for this Infernal Dragon. A little
Did
late
you see-
though.
The movement speed she has with Yumi is absolutely crazy. She
Yeah,
was
absolutely.
flying in there like crazy. But now we see blue team. They want.
I mean,
their
this is
dragon.
gone. It's gone.
Yeah.
It's gone. Riven
Yeah,
decided to do a
it's
red buff for Infernal.
Yeah. Yep.
Start pinging Riven's ult. Riven all, you know, enemy missing. And Infernal Dragon just goes like that. You know, we did such a nice play here from the Riven, and in competitive, the tempo's so fast.
Yeah.
You take 1 buff, you know, Jinx pushes top. It's gone.
Now you lose Infernal Drag. I feel like the best combo you could have is Ice Dragon and Infernal Dragon, and now Infernal Drag goes to the enemy team instead. It's not crazy. It's not too much of a loss, especially since it's only 1 dragon that they have. But
Riven
it's
steals
something
the
that.
red buff.
Yeah. Okay, she has 2 red buffs now.
Yep,
ready.
true. Yeah, so speaking of dragons, you know, I interrupted you there. Ice Dragon is good, it's just the amount that it gives you isn't, like, particularly high, so it's definitely better than Ocean.
Yeah.
But I would say in my opinion, the best combos is, like, Fire and Earth. Those 2 are incredibly strong together, and if you get the 3rd one, you have, like, you get a, like, your ADCs basically get a ton of, like, they basically get an armor and magic resist item, and then they also get, like, bonus, damage,
Yeah,
that,
but
like, scales.
I don't
Whereas,
play
like,
with
Ice
ADCs
Dragon
that
is-
get those.
Okay, true. Because the problem is the Ice Dragon. Oh, but we have a little scuffle here.
Yeah.
CC onto the Riven. Just a little trade in the bushes. The Ice Dragon doesn't scale with your other items. Like Mountain Dragon scales with your armor and MR, and so does the Infernal Dragon scales with your AP and AD. Do you know what I mean? So you have like a scaling factor. Oh my god, the chunk
That's
here.
a lot of
The
damage.
WQ from the Kaisa Braum, respectively.
For that.
Jeez.
But Ice Dragon, especially, I feel like you're right. First Ice Dragon, I think it's like 6 ability haste, which is
Yeah.
nothing. But then once you get the second dragon, it becomes 14 ability haste, which is almost on par with I believe it's Trinity's, which is a decent amount of ability haste, and then you can get 28 if you get all 3 dragons. But if you have all 3 dragons, you're winning the game, basically.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
should win the game if you have.
An invade here from Boom. Gets
Yeah,
onto
look
the
at this.
Yumi before they're able to do it. Bromo
MohLIEVERS
comes
still
out.
has ult. He didn't even
happened?
use it for that quick kill onto the Yumi. Yumi is gone. They have no more sustain. Mundo, run, bro, run! Where are you
Oh,
going?
bot lane too. Tristana trades across the map. I mean, they don't have 25 ADCs on their team this game, so it looks
Nope.
like the blue team's just taking over. Boba
Mundo's got
lovers.
nowhere to go. He's got no. Look at that damage by this Kaisa. Absolutely insane with that AP.
Shroud
my
is getting
goodness.
taken down here.
Oh,
He's gonna
they're
have
getting
to
taken
pull.
down one at a time. One at a time.
Easy.
They're getting beat up right now.
He
Braum
trades
does-
the life. We take that. We take that though.
Okay,
2 for
we take
1.
that
We
kill,
take
yeah.
Braum. I mean, support
Sure.
lives matter, but they don't matter. You know what I mean? So like, Ken being
murdering the
taken
medic.
down,
Yeah.
and then murdering exactly. So Baron's gonna get taken all for the Braum's life. That's something we take every single day.
Yeah, and it's
13-minute
huge.
Baron.
That is huge because they only have a 2,000 gold lead right now, and with that
Yeah.
Baron though, they can push and farm and make that gold lead substantially bigger.
We got
Look at that. Yeah.
Look at
Kaisa's
Kaisa,
staying
yeah.
in lane. Yeah, she's not even gonna go back. She's got 2 items. She's got, there's not much she can do. Oh, never mind, she leaves.
Looking to maybe she's gonna be able to finish the item. So what I want to see here, in ranked play, it's a little different. In ranked play, you're just gonna randomly do things, but we have dragon spawning 43 seconds. So what I want to see as a coach is I want to get this top tier 2, I want to get this mid tier 2, and then I want to get the dragon. We're a little late on our resets, so we aren't gonna get much here. So instead, they're like with the Kaisa on the late reset, we're just gonna get the dragon, and I think that's a very good prize. Flash from the volley onto Ken.
Look at him chasing. You can't chase a Riven,
You
but
can't chase a Riven. Yumi's on there, but big poke. Probably
Yeah, but
has to
you
get a
still got-
reset.
40 seconds on Baron buff, and you got 10 seconds for that last dragon coming in. So they're definitely going to go for this dragon. They're trying to prioritize, maybe get that tier 2, just like you were talking about, but they're not going to get it. There's 4 people mid.
Yeah,
But they're
that
looking
is
for a quick
over
gank.
the wall. Wants to jump.
Look at this Braun. All alone. Now he's back with his friends.
Holly's
Tristana.
still on the dragon though.
Wow, look at that attack speed on that Tristana, doing so much. She almost got caught. She flashed out. She escaped. Jinx used the ult, but it missed. They're looking for a catch. Tristana does go down by this Vladimir. Vladimir getting a double kill.
2 for 2.
Vladimir getting a double kill. Yumi trying to sustain this Tristana, but it's not enough. She goes down too. And
Look at top
there it
wave.
is.
It's endable. It's endable.
Oh, wait. No.
The pool goes
Vladimir's
out.
still
The
alive.
pool goes out.
Vladimir's
The pool
still
goes out
alive,
though.
Will
Oh,
he?
look, they run top. They run top. I think it's endable. Q3
I don't
goes
know.
out. Massive
Oh.
healing. Aatrox is looking. There's no wave. There's no wave.
There's
no.
there's
Can't
no
do it.
wave,
Go
and
back
they
to
got turret
dragon.
armor still for another minute. You go for that
Yeah.
dragon, but you don't have jungler. You don't have jungler, but you have time. You have 8 seconds until the Riven comes back, and Riven can be fast, but he's not that fast. They're gonna go for that tier 3 turret instead. Aatrox is probably gonna start this and wait for that Volibear to come in. That was
Yeah,
an interesting
Volibear
team
is
fight.
spawning. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
that
it
was
was
a-
cross map. We had to zoom out. You know, you can't see that on
Yeah.
a regular phone screen.
No,
Riven
Vladimir.
running right here.
Look at it, look, running. They're going
No
for it.
TPs, no TPs for the Vladimir though. I would have kind
They
of
have
expected
time.
in a competitive match. Volibear ults over this to commit.
No.
I mean,
You
why not? Why not? We don't want to fight team fight soon, so making sure we get the dragon, you know, it looks
Yeah.
a little weird, but like, you know, all
No, it
you
was
say is
smart.
like, I'm ulting over the wall. No team fights for 40 seconds.
No, it was
We're on
smart.
calm,
Riven
right?
saw
Yeah.
the ult and just did a
Yeah,
180,
he's
so
like,
it was
nope.
Absolutely. No, it's fine. You take the 2 dragons, and that's it for the dragons. You get that big buff that you want, you know. But I mean, red team, I believe that's Boba lovers. They're putting in an effort. You know, they got 4 kills, or no, they got 2 kills, even though they had the Baron buff. You know, Vladimir is now scaled. He's got 11,000 gold. You know, he's
Yeah.
pretty decent, and so is Jinx. You know, so they have to
Oh, yeah,
prioritize.
Jinx, 3 items as well.
3 items, Jinx with the Runin's Hurricane, so much damage. She has no sustain is the one problem with this Jinx. So if you pick that Jinx if
Wait.
on blue team, you're picking that Jinx.
Where's our healing reduction?
There is none.
If there's no healing reduction
only
for
Braum,
this blue
only
team.
Braum. Another quick kill for this Volibear though. Look at this damage by this Tristana. Absolutely insane with the shield buff, or with the bomb going off.
Never mind.
Oh
Looks
my
to poke,
God.
has to flash back out, burns the ghost as well.
No, she doesn't even need sustain. They're just getting deleted. It's almost like they're assassins with the Kaiser Q and the Tristana bomb. It's so much damage to take all at once.
I mean, honestly, you know what? I think Riven should have bought healing reduction too. Like, Volibear is one of the highest healing champions in the game. Aatrox, massive healer, you know?
Yep.
We do have the Thornmail and the Mundo, but Mundo can't CC. You know, I talked about it earlier in the last match. Thornmail applies grievous wounds on CC, but who's gonna hit a Mundo in a team fight? Like, you play team fights at this level by not hitting the Mundo. You know
Yep,
what I mean?
exactly.
So like, the only person is really okay. Jinx picks it up. Okay, with the Runons, they should
That's
be
very
covered on the healing
That's very
reduction. We still do need a little bit more onto, you know, either the Tristana or the
Vlad.
Aatrox. Yeah.
I feel like if Vlad gets it, his AoEs shut down any healing on the entire enemy team once he hits
Yep.
them with the little pool. But we'll see. I mean, at the end of the day, both of these teams should have a decent amount of anti-heal. You
Yeah, they
have
really should.
Yeah, you have Yumi and Mundo on one side with the Vlad, and then you have Volibear, Aatrox, and a Kaiser with Riftmaker. You know, both of these teams should be, but they're not prioritizing that. They're prioritizing the straight damage for these team fights to end very, very quickly. And I mean, they're better than me, so they're doing something. They're doing something right. Look at this Tristana damage right here. Look at how much damage she does to a Mundo who can't move. He can't move. She's jumping 7 times in 3 seconds. She flashed
Flash,
over. for the
Elder's
Mundo.
up.
Elder's up. She's picking
1
that guy
HP on
away.
the Mundo. He does
Mundo
die.
goes down. Braum
Bravo.
with an crazy ult, but it's not going to be enough. There's too
Riven,
much
she just healed the
going
full.
on. Oh my
She
god,
was
there's too
0
much going
HP,
on.
now she's full.
Aatrox is too low. Red team is going to
Volibear's
get
down.
this. Red team's going to
Elder
get this.
goes here.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if Tristana had healing reduction, the Mundo would have died quicker. She would have team fight faster. I'm sorry, my coach mentality is coming in. It's just like, you know, we lose the game because of healing reduction. I'm going to talk about healing reduction for like, you know, 2 hours. You know,
The
it's
difference
such an easy
maker,
item
honestly-
to build.
Yeah, it
She
was
got the
literally.
4th item. She still doesn't have healing reduction. Ay, 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 ay.
I still haven't seen Sea Jar being placed anywhere on the map either. I don't know
Yeah,
if that was a
yeah.
good item either. But
I would have
no,
liked
the
a
difference maker-
Warmog there, honestly.
Yeah, that mortar reminder on that Jinx is going to be absolutely horrifying
Yep.
to play against. Now you're not going to have any armor by the time she hits 7 of these auto attacks on you. You're going for this. They're going to get it. There's nothing
And
that
this
you
Elder
can do.
plus Baron.
Yeah. Yep. Now you got to survive for a minute and a half. That's what you have to do right now.
Literally survived. We've got all, the good news for them though is they've been quite ahead this game, so we have a
Yes.
lot of tier 2s to give up. We even have tier 1s to give up. So the only way they lose this game is by contesting their towers. All you have to do is slowly lose your towers, and they don't get inhibs. You know, they get gold, but it's a serious problem.
Yeah.
Like especially in ranked, you know, they're like, oh, I will not give up this tier 1, you know, turret or whatever.
And look, they're
And
doing
then-
exactly that.
Yeah, and then Kaisa dies, or Kaisa
Oh,
flashes.
she dies.
She
Yup, she
dies.
dies.
Now we lose our tier 2. Now we lose
And
our
then-
inhib.
Yep.
Tristan is pushing in the side, and our only way to lose
Look at that
was
damage.
solved. We lose our
Absolutely
carry.
insane. Oh, they lose the Jinx. Jinx does go down.
I mean, it's
She's
16
building
minutes.
blood, but
Baron
it's not going
Elder,
to be enough.
GG.
It's GG. That's it.
You never, you don't even defend your tier 2s, guys.
Wow.
Like seriously, you don't defend tier 2s, let alone a tier 1. Ay, 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 ay.
Kaisa getting caught in that tier 1. Not much to do. Not much to do. I mean, at the end of the day, you definitely play that a lot safer. They have Baron and Elder, and you know you're Kaisa. You're not a tank.
Even if you
You're
lose
not
your-
there.
Even if they'd lost inhibs, it's still playable. Like,
Yeah.
but they can play it slow enough that they don't even lose inhibs. You know, it ends up being a tragic ending there. And Boba Lovers takes their second game of the series, and that's all she wrote for our Wnderland. They were looking so strong in the
That
early
was a
mid game.
yeah. That was a very
Had that
very
one
close
team
game.
fight at Elder. I'm telling
That
you, it was
team fight at
healing,
Elder
it was
changed
healing
it.
too. It was healing.
But it was
reduction.
winnable. It was definitely
Yeah.
100% still winnable. But yeah, I mean that Jinx menace. That Jinx was an absolute menace.
that damage there. Yep.
Yep.
More damage than everyone. Shrouded.
Even-
More damage to Vlad.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, we banned out 2 champions. We banned out Akali and Katarina on Shrouded to let him pick Vlad. I would
Yeah.
say if we're going back to look at our draft phase, we definitely rethink whether we commit, you know, all these bans if he's just gonna play Vlad, you know?
Yeah, but especially like when you think about it, you know, they could have survived that wave and you know the Elder Baron push. But
Oh yeah, especially at
if
the
you-
end. Yeah.
Yeah, especially at the end. But after that, you do have to deal with a full
Yeah,
build
true,
Vlad
true.
and a full build Jinx. So
Yeah.
it was a very rough spot for them to be in. 100%. That Vlad, like we said, there's a reason why he's 90% banned in ranked and
Yeah.
why he's constantly banned in tournaments. He's a menace. He's an absolute menace.
I mean, he's like a tank, but he's still dealing insane damage with like all of his healing. You know, the pool is like just it's like a 8-second Zonia's. You know, late game. Like
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know, man. And the late
It's a
game
Zonia's
is
that
like
heals you.
yeah, yeah. And late game in Wild Rift is like 12 minutes. So like in PC, I know I shouldn't talk about this, but in PC you have to wait 30 minutes to play like this. You know, in this game you wait
Yeah.
12 minutes to get 3 items. Yeah, I mean, very strong pick. There's a reason why he's usually banned in solo
No,
queue.
yeah, it's rough to see. But if you look at if we were to look at the graph, honestly, I know we would see 100%. You know, Wnderland having that early game. Tristana and Kaisa. If you look, they do a lot of damage. And Tristana, I honestly would have assumed she did way more damage because in those games, she was auto attacking like 7 times in 1 second. She was
Yep.
there. She was kiting, doing everything. But that late game was just, yeah, it was too much.
All right. Really solid games today. This last
Yeah.
series was my favorite for sure.
Yeah. Let's hear what
I wish-
Blaziken has to say about this. You know?
Yes.
Let's see what it says.
Yeah. Yeah. So I have a similar opinion to what our casters have said. That I don't think that there were great builds in this game. not just in terms of the anti-heal, but in other places. The one specifically that I want to highlight is Jinx. So if we remember the Jinx build from last game, right? There was a lot of just confusion going on. They didn't actually finish a full item for a really long time, and when they did, it wasn't actually that effective. Because what the Jinx did is they built, first of all, they built the Vamp Boots, then they built the Grievous Boots anti-healing, and then they built into BT. Compare that to this Jinx, right? Building the Phantom Dancer first, into the IE, then into the, then into that then into the item that allows them to have the AoE, and then they get the Mortal Reminder, right? And so what they're doing here is they're actually doing a lot more damage with how they're building, right? Because when you just build BT, you don't actually get a lot of damage. It's much more effective to build straight through to things like the Vamp Scepter with a pen item, just a flat pen item, and you'll get the same amount of actual healing while doing more damage because you have more armor penetration. That's why things like the Bloodthirster aren't recommended straight up. And that's why I really like what the Jinx did here. Going in for that Last Whisper, which also gives them that anti-healing, which is really good against that Aatrox, that Volibear, that Tristana, who has that shield bow, right? Versus going for something like that BT first and maybe missing out on a lot of that armor penetration. The other thing that I want to highlight are the support builds, right? We see that the Yuumi rushing some early anti-healing and then also going both the Ardent Sensor and the Staff of Flowing Waters, buffing up both of your AD and AP carries, depending on whoever does more damage. So, we compare that to the Braum, where they have the Seed Jar, and our casters spoke about it a bunch, but the Seed Jar actually isn't that useful. We haven't seen it being played in other regions at all. What's a lot more popular, especially on these tanks, is things like the Warmog's armor, which allows you to sustain after you take that initial burst of damage, and things like the Armant's Twin Guard, right, which gives you a lot of those extra bonus resistances and tenacity. And then finally, on the side of blue here, I've got to point it out one more time, which is you just don't have enough anti-healing. Like they were saying, it's a lot, like our casters were saying when they were talking about the Mundo, it's pretty easy to avoid hitting somebody if you know they have anti-healing, right? So if you're the Vladimir, if you're the Jinx, you're trying to avoid hitting that Braum at all costs to stop all of that anti-healing coming in. And since there's no one else who can apply it really offensively, like that Tristana, who I think probably should have bought it 4th item instead of the shield bow and completing all of their 100% crit, or you can even have somebody like the Aatrox buy it. Aatrox has the ability to go, the Executioner's Calling in that 5th item slot instead of something like that, instead of something like that Stasis, right? Where you can complete the Stasis, grab the Executioner's Calling instead. So I just think that there was a lot of mismanaged builds here in general, so not the cleanest in terms of that. That said, when you're managing your build, you gotta manage it. It's like managing your money, and sometimes if you manage your money, you don't have time, you don't have enough to play those games. That's why Budget Arcade Podcast is great, because finding a quality free-to-play game can be a daunting task. Because let's face it, they aren't all Wild Rift. That's where Budget Arcade can be your savior. They've done the work of rating and reviewing free-to-play games so that you can avoid the traps of predatory games. Listen wherever you get your podcast. Another big shout out to our sponsors and community gaming.
All right. We had a great set of series today. Our first match, Motivate versus the Mustache team. We had a decisive victory by MohLIEVERS. Sorry. I know the name where it comes from. I apologize. Really good from Dienzio and his squad. And in the second game, we had much closer and really exciting gameplay from Boba Lovers and Wnderland. Yeah. Really excited to be here with Weewoo. What did you think about today?
Yeah, no, today was pretty good. We didn't see any 3-round games, unfortunately. The last match was definitely looking like it could have been, but Boba Lovers just taking what they could and bringing up a storm and pushing towards the end. That was a great game by them. And they're going to move forward. I believe if I look at the bracket, so MohLIEVERS is going to be going against Putty Putty, and Wnderland is going to be going against ZGG Style. for the next time they play. And yeah, we'll see how they are. I mean, we still today may be over, but tomorrow we still got another 2 games ready to go for you for at the Jamco tournament.
Yeah. So that's at 12 p.m. PST tomorrow, 3 EST. Had a little delayed start, but we've got things under control. Really excited to see, especially Putty Putty tomorrow. I'll say I think they're tournament favorites. It's basically the old Sentinels roster. I lied. That's in next week, so that'll be haters. Before we close out, I think we want to finish up the raffle. Your last chance to enter here. Type ! Jam time into the chat, and we will take a look at the results of the raffle.
Yeah, I hope I win.
Yeah, we really enjoyed our time together on the desk. We will.
Yeah, I
hope we could do
appreciate it. It was
again.
fun, Pierce. It was fun, honestly. You're very knowledgeable. You taught me something about Thornmail today, and you know I'm gonna bring that into my rank games.
All right, good. I'm glad that. I hope you get lucky. All right, and we have our winner, Salty Joey TTV, winning the $10 PayPal. Congratulations.
Wow, Joey. Wow. I'm clapping. Clap. Good job, Joey. I'm proud of you.
You did it, Poggers.
Poggers in the chat. That's right.
All right. Okay,
Yeah.
so we're going to be rating out. I don't know. I appreciate being here once again. I hope you get less ADCs in your game, Wee Woo. And until next time.
Yeah, until next time, you'll catch me as my own ADC in the jungle as Twitch.
Nice.
Yeah, because that's how you counter the ADC. If you get a team with 4 ADCs, just go ADC in whatever role you're in. It doesn't matter.
Just rip it out yourself. I agree. Yeah. So we'll see Haters and Night Slayers tomorrow at 12 p.m. PST, and our second series is 9 Lives versus Afro Z3. Thanks a lot. I had a great time. I'll see you guys next time.
Yeah, we'll see you guys hopefully tomorrow. Take care.
What is your winning scheme? I got a giant team. Biggest my self-esteem. Run it back, running man. They think they go hard, I'm like, come again. You run at a time and I'm busting in. While you stumbling, I got this blade in my hand for your punishment.
We're wide awake now, our eyes are wide open. We're running this world, we're keeping it turning. We're living like giants, yeah, giants. We're bigger than giants, we're giants. You thought that we were weak, but we coming right back. This time you're gonna see how we do it like that. We're living like giants, yeah, giants. We're bigger than giants, we're giants. Oh, sleeping giants, sleeping giants.
Hold the die, your turn to roll before they fall through your fingers. Not a good night to lose control, right as the earth